public relations at all?
So, and that's the thing. It's not the Benoit thing is not there's not going to be a cut and dry thing. Because Hogan's a Hall of Famer, and I'm not comparing, what Hogan did to what Benoit did, but if we're going to be punishing people for things that they've done and keeping them out, does that mean you need to go back and remove people for what they've done currently as well?
Who did what currently?
Like the Hogan thing, they took him out of the intro. They removed his name from stuff. They stopped talking about him completely. I really honestly believe that the Roman reign is going to continue to try and knock him down another peg as well, too. Like, that's the final thing that he has left, that he is, the runs that he had. If you go through and you can remove and erase that, then you can change the course of history. Of course, 20 years from now, people are going to be talking about Roman in the spot of Hogan versus Hogan. So when you look at what people have done now that are still with us, when you start doing stuff that's a public relations nightmare, or does that justify you being removed as well? And there's people who've been kept out. Like, there's no reason why the British Bulldog is not a Hall of Famer today.
I thought he was.
Nah, he never got inducted. Or wait, didn't he just? Or no, he just got inducted. He just got inducted. I'm sorry, that's right. He got inducted way too late, though.
But I'm saying, what did he do? Did he do something?
I mean, he had a lot of drug-related stuff, but that's really it. But once again, he came up in that steroid area. That's a public relations nightmare. Especially finding out that there's people who have copped to it. Luger's copped to using steroids. Sting has copped to using steroids. Maven has copped to using steroids.
Maven, not my boy.
Yeah. Oh no, Maven. No, and Maven's and he put up the picture. He put up the picture of
the actual
before and after, and it was like, because I don't remember Teeny Maven. I only remember jacked up Maven.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't think about how fast he got there and when it happened. But the same thing, like, people think Carlito is on the juice from where he was to where he got after he left.
You got that Barry Bonds look, man.
Carlito always was Carlito was a small dude. And then I remember they tag teamed him with the Masterpiece, and he always looked small even after Masterpiece quit the juice.
Yeah.
But you look at Carlito now, stupid small. Don't get me wrong. I know fitness is held in much higher regard now. People care more. But Carlito is a big dude.
For what? In his 40s?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
because you can see that fro starting to turn gray right here.
Yeah. But it's like, you know who else? A lot of people thought was on the juice. A lot of people thought Ray was on the juice, and I'm of the agreement. I thought he was.
He got big.
Ray got big.
Yeah.
Like Ray got Eddie big, because Eddie swole up from when he debuted in the Rascals to WWE champion Eddie. Eddie got swole.
Like, and if you want to take it back into further, like ECW Eddie,
Teeny Eddie, the art bar American flag pants Eddie.
Yeah, nowhere near.
No,
he ain't even had no muscles.
No,
he had no definition.
None. He was like that flabby guy. He wasn't fat, but he was like a Sami Zayn kind of. Like he just had a shape, round as a shape. But then you look at WWE champ, like he in the ring. Brock usually used to hover and be physically imposing over people. They're face down. Eddie wasn't no little joker when he stood face to face with Brock.
Mm-mm.
But the juice conversation that's a whole nother conversation for later, because that's an era, because it's like
that's an episode for when
that's a whole episode, like because honestly we gotta look at it.
Yeah.
Did them being on the juice did that really make a difference?
Yes.
You think so?
Because all them dudes was huge from the top to the bottom. You got Hogan at the top, Hercules Hernandez at the bottom.
But none of them could wrestle.
Huh?
But none of them could wrestle. Not in the WWE style. That's what I'm saying. So for them to do juice in WWE, did it really make a difference? Because all of them still wrestled the same style on the juice, off the, like Hogan never changed his wrestling style.
We didn't get wrestling then.
So that's the thing. Some people did, and that's what it is. It becomes a generational. It becomes a generational thing. Like Black, you being a Hogan fan then, understanding characters were larger than life. Did you care about the actual in-ring wrestling at that time?
Man, dude was just. It wasn't even. He was just charismatic as hell.
Yeah, his aura,
and he catered to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, you know what I mean? Like he was a kids wrestler.
He really was.
He wasn't an adults wrestler. He was a kids wrestler. He had cartoon shit.
Okay, so hold on.
Videotape too.
Are we looking at that at the same? Are we looking at that now like a Cody? Is Cody like?
Just like how Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Cody Rhodes.
So Cody's in the same. So is Cody in the same vein of them? Because
most definitely.
Okay.
Like,
that's interesting.
After, if you notice everything, kind of like Brett. I would say Brett kind of started off like a kid's wrestler.
Brett started off as not started, but his push. Yeah.
Gifting his shades to the kids. Yeah. Cody gifting his belt to the kids.
But that's the question though. When the bell rings, that's why I said that's interesting that y'all said yes, because I look at it, Hogan.
Nigga, are we saving this for the pod or what?
I mean, we're recording, so we can chop this up. We can make this a reel.
Yeah, make it a reel.
We make it a reel because this is a very interesting conversation that y'all are saying that Cody is a kids wrestler, and I'm saying that's interesting because looking at Hogan appealed to the crowd. He did the hulking up for the kids and stuff, but he never changed his in-ring style. He was never high impact. He was never, none of his move. I mean, his mannerisms are what drew the pop and the leg drop. But like with Cody appeals to the kids. But when he gets in that ring, it's high impact. He's a wrestler's wrestler.
Unfortunately,
the same thing with Cena.
But
Cena's moveset changed over the course of his push. He got a little safer.
16, he got a little bit more frisky with it.
Yeah. The springboard stunner and the dropping off hurricanranas, and he started trying to add some stuff, but it was like he gave you that same formula that Hogan did. Like he gave you, because a lot of Cena's matches early, big John Cena push, where they weren't no rest holds. It was a lot of brawling, and then you got into the 5 moves, and then. You got into some other stuff. Later, Cena, he adapted the Randy Orton style. He would give you a headlock every now and then, or he would give you a drop toe hold into a reverse chin lock. Those kind of stuff. That kind of style. But with Cody, I understand y'all saying he appeals to kids, but I don't think he's a kids wrestler. Like Sting. Sting wasn't a kids wrestler. Sting appealed to the kids. But in the ring, there wasn't any type of appeal. Like, he did the ow. But other than that, it was wrestling when the bell hit. With Hogan, a lot of the theatrics, the animations, the posing and all that during the ring was to appeal to the kids. So I definitely understand where y'all coming from saying he was.
I mean, I would say no. Go ahead, Black.
Stop all this trading.
Unfortunately, with the kids, we as the kids or kids even after me, they didn't see the Hogan of New Japan.
They didn't. No, they didn't. You're right. They didn't.
You know what I mean? They didn't see
that,
that
and that's
Hogan,
why
that version. And later on, the only thing that he changed, that he tweaked when WCW was on its way out, was he went from the leg drop to the power bomb.
Yeah.
And that was it. But everything else was still the same. He just power bombed folks. He didn't really do the leg drop.
Well, I was
probably for a reason too, but
that was for, and even Hogan will say to this, and I didn't mean to come across you, Trigger, but Hogan will say it to this day. When he used the Axe Bomber clothesline as his finisher over there, he should have stayed with that his whole career, because guess what? Now he had all them hip problems. It did, but that's also a formula that he wasn't realizing. You landing on your hip and every night for 20 years. Guess what? 20 years later, it's going to come back to you. That's why I say Carmelo's got to change his finishing move. ASAP.
That's not gonna last much longer.
That's not gonna last. 5-6 years from now, especially with him doing that's his finish. It's not like Cena used to bust out the leg drop, but he would save it for big shows. Melo's doing that move every night.
It also depends on the science, because if he's pushing most of the weight down on the person he's doing it on, and he's guiding down, I can see him doing it a little bit more, because then most of the impact, he's cushioning the impact for it to be more on your thigh instead of your tailbone. Like with Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy had no support. He was landing straight on his tailbone.
Straight on his tailbone.
And that's why he can't move now.
Yeah,
but that's why he can't move now. But the same thing you look at Psychosis. Psychosis was doing a diving leg drop from the top.
Yeah.
And I look at Jeff too. Jeff's swantons. I mean, it's not beneficial for either party, because you're crushing your ribs. You're knocking the wind out the person that's taking it. Or like when Kevin Owens does it. Kevin Owens is how much? 200 something odd.
Yeah, Kevin is about 260.
Yeah.
Ricochet.
Yeah.
When Ricochet did it at SummerSlam, do you not think the back of his vertebrae, his neck, his back, like getting jolts and pains? Like
that's why that's 630. That's why we don't see that 630 the way we used to. We used to see that nightly, but landing on your tailbone every night on plywood, I'm sure his chiropractor loves him, because that bill is high.
When he did it with Logan at SummerSlam, I was like, ain't no way.
No, ain't no way.
Ain't no way. Yeah,
I just seen a dude do a 630. He did a 630. I want to say he did a 630 leg drop, and I was just like, I'm not taking that impact as an opponent, because that's a lot of force and torque on that double rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like moves like that you're not gonna last long doing that.
That's why Darby finna retire next week.
Listen, Darby,
he might retire.
Darby is, by the time Darby is 40, Darby is gonna be in a, I don't want to say in a wheelchair, but he might not make it to 40.
He keep doing these crazy spots, especially on the side of the ring apron.
Why? Okay, and that's the question though. Why is that the new thing? Because Ludwig hit Johnny with a DDT on the side of the apron.
Because we know that's one of the hardest points in the ring too. The impact.
He hit who?
Ludwig hit Johnny on the ring apron.
But that's the thing though, and that's where the older guys like a Brett, and then when they say the psychology is missing, if that's the hardest part of the ring and you taking a finishing move on the apron and then you going in there and kicking out, where's the psychology in that?
True, but then you look at it like, there's a difference between WWE and AEW when they use it, because if you see WWE, they'll use it and it's a crazy spot because you get the oohs and ahs from the crowd, and then they'll fall over to the side. They'll fall.
AEW doing it, and then the wrestler get back in the ring and get up.
Right.
He'll kick out and then get up and go hit a high risk move.
Right. So if you're going to
where's the psychology?
You got to look at it like anything that has an edge. Anything that has the edge, you're going to feel pain. Like the ring steps. There's the edge of the ring steps. You're going to feel the pain.
I never understood how people get whipped into the ring steps and then get back up like it's nothing. Like y'all call those steel steps. I'm sorry. I've fallen on concrete and not been able to get up. So you mean to tell me I'll get thrown with somebody's entire bodily force in the steel and I bounce back up like it's nothing? Like there's a lot of psychology missing. Like Mick Foley, the way he used to sell it, like flipping over the stairs and then would hold his knee. And then the whole match, the rest of the match, he's limping. Like now, little things like that, that's missing now.
Well, I guess the viewers need to definitely tap into Ring Psychology 101 on YouTube. There's plenty of videos.
Got to.
And
is that the one with Stevie Richards?
Yes. Stevie Richards does great videos on ring psychology. Why, especially when he took Goldberg's spear, saying why he put his arm back so he wouldn't. Like I said, when you're taking a spear, like Goldberg, sometimes
and a Goldberg spear,
or he hit you with that shoulder. So it was a football.
Yeah.
So
that's why you have to put emphasis on his spear, because like the one he hit Christian with and the one he hit Nunzio with. Why?
And the one he hit Rock with, Rock was kind of nervous and scared on that.
He was nervous about it.
He
got hit with another one, and it was like. But that's the psychology. And unfortunately, you call a spade a spade. That's where he gets the knack for being unsafe in the ring. Like a lot of his high impact stuff was really high impact, and you put emphasis on the impact. Like a lot of that stuff hurt.
Big boy.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What?
Don't you better not do it.
No, what I was about to say, hey man, if y'all viewers, if y'all like what y'all see, make sure y'all tap in and y'all give us a little bit more, man. If you like these pre-show cuts and these pre-show segments, let us know.
Listen,
and we can
we
get
out here dropping ingredients for the soup. I'm telling y'all, we nourishing the soul. We do this because we love the industry and we love y'all. Like, we're not out here talking about stuff we don't know what we talking about. You know what I mean?
We could.
But y'all already know what to do. We about to go fly into the Beyond the Bell podcast. Let's get it.
Taking the reins of this game, so you better fall in line. We've seen enough of your BS, now it's really our time. Keeping you updated, properly demonstrating that we really iconic out here making these changes. Chop the game, we the ones bump the rest. Home for real fans, we up now for getting next. Colide, Trigger, Trey, man, and still Dr. Sean Black, Al Jones out here keeping it raw. Yeah, you already know the game. You know what I'm saying? Family, doing these real podcasts. Giving out fake news while we out here keeping it real. Raw and authentic, you feel what I'm saying? We the ones bump the rest. Let's go.
We back with another one. What it do, what's popping? It's the undeniable, the reliable, the one and only Trigger Trey Knight. I just want to let y'all know, hey brothers, it's good to see y'all. We here for episode 15, baby. We ain't halfway through. We almost done with season 1.
We 3/4 of the way through season 1.
Look. Who's that? Who's that to
already?
Who's that to my left? Actually, I'm sorry.
Yeah, your left.
Look. My left.
You know who it is. This your boy Blackout Jones, aka Mr. You Got to Do Better, aka the Historian. We bringing it to you like we know how.
Hey, with your FTW belt knocked over.
Oh yeah.
That's going on the blooper reel.
Had to lay down.
But I'm your boy, Mr. 211, and again, Taylor Swift listened to the show, so y'all should too.
Oh my gosh!
Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Carlito the Cannon.
The Cannon.
One half of the double dose of knowledge, 1/4 of the illustrious iconics, and 66 2/3 of the Carolina Wrestling Cartel. And you listening to Beyond the Bell.
The Beyond the Bell podcast.
We got. I mean, they know it's a podcast. You know what I'm saying? But we BTB. You know what I'm saying? They know it's the. And I'm sorry, not a podcast. They know it's the
podcast.
The one that you need to be listening to. The doctor recommends a daily dose of BTB.
That wasn't the horns I was looking for.
I know, right? But hey, we made that work though. It kind of was.
But you know, we come back with the hey, drop it again. Drop the horns again. That's why I need again. Drop the horns again.
You feel like Kevin Hart. Drop fire on them one time.
I got fired. I got fired.
Like it like that.
Well, I'm gonna start it off. First of all, shout out to Laker gang last night overtime win against the Flippers. Bro, you know we 11-1 in our last 12 against them. Terrence Mann is actually the only person in the course of history that's undefeated against LeBron James. He is 8-0 against LeBron.
That's great.
And he didn't play last night, so he's still technically undefeated.
That's crazy.
But no, that was a major win. That was one of the season defining wins where you start to find your identity. LeBron played way too many minutes last night. I'm gonna say that. We understand why, but he played way too many minutes last night. You need him in that kind of game, but in his 21st season, there is no reason why LeBron James is playing 42 minutes. That's
because LeBron James wants to.
So it's weird. I think at this point for his legacy, I don't think it's a want. I think it's a has to. Like he's got there after making the Western Conference last year, the Western Conference Finals last year. Lakers understand something, and it's one of those things that's hard and sucks, but it is what it is. As a Laker fan, it's championship or bust. You okay over there?
My light kept coming into.
Oh, I was like, "Are you good?" Look! I've been watching a lot of horror stuff lately. So when you started reaching, I was like, bro, you
Look,
okay? You
Look,
okay?
Ghost move.
I mean, bro, like, you know, Halloween is over now. My old lady loves horror stuff, so we had a horror movie marathon the other night. We added the blackening into that. We're gonna talk about that in a second because that's
Black cinema.
that's just cinema. It was.
The thing I watched was The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
I miss watching those, but I just can't watch The Simpsons today.
I can't watch the Charlie Brown, Thanksgiving
Wait,
stuff.
why not?
Because kids like, what is that? What is that? Why? That's boring,
bro. Come on, no. I'm sorry. That's a tradition in my house. We watch The Great Pumpkin every year. First of all, I'm gonna get back to the game, but why did I already hear "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey? It's November the 2nd.
Nobody celebrates Thanksgiving.
Nobody.
I mean, let's be real. Who puts up turkey? Who puts up turkey decorations in their house?
Nobody.
Who puts up autumn? Well, we do. We put.
I put up autumn. We put up autumn decorations.
So,
but this is my question though. Like, I remember it used to be Thanksgiving night was like the beginning of
Black Friday.
Now it's just November. Like
they needed a cleanse from Halloween.
Yeah. Oh no, Halloween was major this year. I saw a lot of costumes.
They need a cleanse.
They did a lot of
the SAG. The SAG is really mad.
So I'm so tired of seeing Wednesday. Like Wednesday is the new Harley Quinn. Like I saw like 50 different Wednesday Addams. Oh, you saw a whole Addams Family?
And it's just Morticia Gomez Wednesday.
I'm cool with the whole Addams Family. Like, see, that's the thing. When we have kids, we're gonna do family costumes. Like I hope my kids.
But like, do the Incredibles or something. Everybody does the.
Wait, question, Ron. Speaking of the Incredibles, have we all seen the second one? Because I haven't yet. I still have never watched it.
It was surprisingly amazing, but to me, I'm going to hold the first in high regard.
Okay, so the first one is better.
I'm just going to hold the first one. I'm not going to say it's better. It's hard to say which one is. You probably have to watch it, and we could probably have a debate about it.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it because I want to watch it, but I kept missing the time frame of being able to watch it with other stuff coming out. I just never saw it.
You'll love it
because I love the first one. The first one is in my top 10 animated movies of all time.
Because I gotta say, we don't celebrate Halloween around here.
We don't. No.
You know what we celebrate? Hallelujah.
Amen. Hey.
I was trying to say it with Mr. Predator. He had the whole. She didn't go right into it. Reaching all your money.
You know how black people don't need, black people in Baptist and AME don't know how to stop.
They don't know how to stop. You get to calm down, and then you get the one person the keyboard guy is what kills me though, because he'll know that it's over, and then he'll still hit that, and somebody will look, and it comes back, and you just like. And then after that whole segment, you get the take your time, Pastor. Man, it's 1:47 in the afternoon. It's 1:47. It's time to. We were supposed to be out of here an hour ago. Man. Calm down.
We got third service. We got church anniversary at 5.
Bro, chill.
Listen
here.
Yes, Pastor.
I miss those days, but I don't miss those days.
No, I don't miss them as a kid. No,
I don't miss them as a kid. I miss the family and I miss the camaraderie, but I don't miss waking up for Sunday school, being at church at 8 a.m. No. Then going into worship and praise and devotion at 9:30, and then you start your service at 10:30. You're in church till 1:30. You go home, eat. Your granddad or your dad or whoever took you to church takes a nap, and then you got the junior choir anniversary at 5:00 in the afternoon. So now you're back at church until 8.
Get out till 8, 9. Yeah. Now if it's a mass choir anniversary, you can can it. You can be there till about 11 o'clock at night.
11 o'clock. Because you got it afterwards. After church, you got to
get the plate with the lady in the kitchen.
You got to get the plate with the chicken leg on it.
Hey, with the ham,
with the ham on it, with the
beans.
green beans.
Look, the green beans.
And then in the back, you had the little dishes with the peanuts and the colored mints.
Or you had
and of course somebody brought
pearl
fire
some
cake.
white rice.
Oh, of course, yes, sir.
Yellow
Yes, sir.
rice.
Yes, sir. The yellow rice.
Oh, yes,
but
sir.
everybody don't know how to cook yellow rice though. So you gotta be careful.
Hey,
sometimes it might still be a little crunchy or it might be a little soggy.
Yeah. You get some sweet tea. You get
yes, sir.
Look,
and somebody brought that cake. Somebody bought that cake.
The lemon pound cake.
The lemon pound cake.
Look, listen.
Somebody, and you know what? You said the sweet tea. I'm gonna take you one up. The Czech sodas.
Oh yeah.
The Czech sodas.
Oh, what was it?
Yeah, Big K.
The crystalline. The crystalline.
Oh God, the crystalline. The oh my God, bro.
The Tahitian treats.
Oh no, because I'm telling you now.
Don't you know they got one with vodka in it now?
Hey, D, look who in the corner right here.
Yeah.
You saw who in the corner right here? Bella. Look.
Hold on. Bella, I love you. I love you. Hold on.
Look at it.
Hey, Bella.
Look at it.
Did you say they have Tahitian treat with vodka in it?
Yeah. You ain't know?
So we don't have Tahitian treat up here. Not Greensboro. So Black, remember how you said we're a little more elevated in versus we don't have the treat here.
I saw it on Facebook though.
Bro, you know what we had for what was the last week? Oh no, not last major holiday. So for my brother-in-law's funeral who passed. We had a cooler with some ice in it.
That man
with cold cans of Red Rock.
Boy, Red Rock. I ain't had Red Rock in years.
Boy, you talking about our pot? It said. I was like, oh yeah.
Look, you drink like
Red Rock.
Look,
Red Rocks.
Nigga, look. When I tasted it, because I haven't had a Red Rock in probably about 10, 15 years. So when
So I was about to make a dark, funny joke, but I'm gonna just show y'all the picture.
Oh Lord.
Disney Pixar slaves. That's
oh Jesus.
Man, come on.
I was waiting on the slave game.
Come on, bro. Like, come on.
Bro, like if Disney Pixar ever comes out with a movie called Slave, it's gonna be some hot people. Look, you done gave
it ain't gonna, they not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. They'll come out with like a Trail of Tears movie or something before, just to try and garner that native sympathy. But it's Disney, so Disney kills people. I was about to say Disney kills people, which is crazy because that is not the actual story. Like John Smith and her were not in love. Like the actual story, it was whatever. It was much darker than what Disney gave y'all. If y'all don't know the true story of Pocahontas, go look up the true story of Pocahontas.
Like Moby Dick, the true story of Moby Dick is
wild.
Like it is wild. But no, seriously though, because we just I don't know how we even got on Red Rock and chicken.
It all started with the Lakers.
It all started with the Lakers.
Full honor and thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Amen. Right. The game went to overtime. That's 53 minutes. AD played 48 of them. Going forward, he can't do that every night, but that's what you expect, AD. Going forward, that's what you expect from your other star. I don't want to call. He's not a superstar anymore. He's not fringe. He's an all-star, but he's no longer fringe. But you know who is superstar? Kawhi Leonard, because that man was giving them buckets, 15 to 28, 5 of 11 from 3 for 38 points. Paul George went 6 of 9 from 3, went 11 for 16 from the floor for 35 points, but fouled out. But you know what though? Seeing how they finished that game, I understand why the James Harden trade happened, because there was a lot of the ball stopped in the final 5 minutes, and if it didn't go to Kawhi, it just didn't. There wasn't anybody else on the floor who could create their own shot.
Well, can I?
It's no longer. We say this off air. It's no longer 2012 James Harden.
Well,
but he's still a guy who can make a shot.
Man, listen, bump all that. Nobody. I tell you this. I don't care for Flames Harden, choke
at
Harden,
all. James Soft. Yeah, I don't care for James Soft.
Look, it even looked like in the video that Russ wasn't even. Hey man, what's up, man? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Russ don't rock with him. Nah, Russ don't. If you haven't seen the video, there's a video circulating where Harden comes in the locker room and Russ tells him, "Make sure you stay over there." You know, that's where you at. And then they walk up, and it's just kind of one of these little like, "What's up?" handshakes, because this is the third time they've been together.
Mm-hmm.
He don't rock with him like that. But then when he saw PJ Tucker,
I forgot they was on Houston together, right?
Yeah, they was in OKC, Houston, and now this. So and the coach has already come out and said James Harden will start. So that's going to create a little more issues because Russ was starting.
Well, we already said that. We already said this was going to happen. You already have a ball dominant starting rotation. You have Russell Westbrook, which is going to be the point guard. You had James Harden, which is going to be the shooting guard. Then you have
So they're saying that Russ is back to the bench. They're not. Harden is starting at point guard.
Stop. Oh my God.
Until Terrence Mann is ready to play, Harden has taken over Russ's starting spot. That's going to create a lot of issues. That's what.
Issues.
Yeah.
Wow.
Harden is being announced as the starting point guard now.
Wow.
Russ is back to the bench. Yeah.
And let's guess this: James Harden going to be on another team by next year.
Oh yeah, big facts. I'll give him 2 years. I'll give him 2 years. He's gonna be there. He's gonna be there for 2 years. But what's going to end up happening? What's going to end up happening is they might lose Paul George. They might or Kawhi. One of them might go.
Nah, I would say they stick around, especially with them going into that new arena, because who else is going to bring?
So are they changing? Are they changing their name to the Inglewood Clippers? Because I don't feel like they should be the Los Angeles Clippers anymore. Y'all in Inglewood. Y'all in the woods. That sounds good though. I like the Inglewood Clippers. Like
that would be great promotion. But even then, when they were building, a lot of people were against it because gentrification in the neighborhood. And all that stuff. But
you also because the city uniforms, you could have the wood across it like that. Those. That's what I'm just saying. I feel like go ahead and let go of it, because it's not like you had any success as Los Angeles. It's different with the Lakers. When they transferred from Minneapolis to LA, they brought those championships with them, but but the Clippers don't have any identity to hold on to except playoff disappointments. So go ahead and start fresh, get you a new franchise. I will say this: I love it for them. I despise the Clippers because I'm a diehard Laker fan, but I do love Steve Ballmer for them, because you can tell he is a basketball fan. So he's different. So he is what Tony Khan's trying to be. He's a fan of it, but he's still an owner who is doing what's best for business.
Yeah.
He's excited for what's coming for the arena, for the team. Like that's how, like Tony Khan, if you watch him, which we know you do because every week something on AEW happens that we called the week before. I know you watch.
And then it's a big announcement almost every week. AEW is the weekly announcements, big announcements at that. So
I'm still just trying to figure out where the big announcement is. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back and touch on AEW and Tony Khan a little later. Because we got
a question real quick.
I got to answer. What's popping?
The Clippers don't play in the Great Western Forum no more?
No. They share with crypto.
They share.
I thought that was over. I thought Ballmer bought the forum.
The forum he did, but no, that wasn't for the Clippers.
They're not playing.
If I'm not mistaken, that was for another. It was for like the soccer team or something.
But
they still share the court.
Yeah, with the new stadium, they said that it's going to be the most high-tech advanced stadium basketball arena.
There's going to be 3 basketball courts in the arena.
Yeah.
There's going to be 3. There's going to be 2 inside and 1 outside.
What's the Warriors' new arena? It's
Chase
Center.
Chase Center.
Yeah.
It's supposed
to be better than that.
Eclipse that. That's crazy. I mean, if you got the bread, do it. But for me, and this is just my opinion on it, you got to win a ring in that stadium in the first 3 years.
Got to.
You got to get that kind of stadium. If you're not hanging up, or if they smart, they win the ring this year. So that way, opening night, they can drop the first banner in the new stadium. Because that's what I thought. That's what I thought Atlanta was going to do with that Super Bowl. I thought they was going to drop their banner in Mercedes, and of course they lost it. But 28-3 is still a real thing. Okay. Speaking of 28-3 real quick. That's for me. I never wanted to admit Brady was the GOAT until that game. That was the game for me that solidified him being.
You know where I was at during that game?
Where?
I was in Colville, California, freezing my butt off in the mountains. We was doing an op. I remember I was in cold weather training. We was up there, and my God, It was like 20 something degrees, maybe getting down to 10. Bro, the score came out. I was like, oh yeah, Brady and them about to lose. Flipped the score around and came back and won the chip. I said, ain't no way. I said, bro, whoever say Brady ain't the GOAT, he the GOAT.
He the GOAT.
Look, he the GOAT. Look,
the
GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT.
Oh, and I want to give this props to TJ. As far as NBA, your Celtics very much did a massacre job at 155 to 104 against the Indiana Pacers.
Didn't Tatum only play like 30 minutes in that game?
Yeah.
Give us 4.
Y'all 4-0. Y'all
4-0. Now that can easily turn into like 76.
He had 27 minutes
4 and
30 points. So he had a double-double.
27 minutes?
27 minutes, 30 points, 12 rebounds. Jaylen Brown had that's crazy. Jaylen Brown had 16 and 7.
Put some respects on us, man.
Porzingis had 13 and 6. Derek White had 18 and 3.
Everybody finished at double figures except for one player, right?
4, 5, 6. They had 6, 7, 8 in double figures.
Who is Tingus Pingus? He is rocking it on the Celtics. That's who he is.
Jesus. Yeah, they had 8 in double figures. That's crazy.
I will never root for y'all. That's just never gonna. It's never gonna happen.
I give y'all props, but it's the.
But I'll say this. This would have been y'all year if Dame didn't go to Milwaukee.
We got to see because they got they tail.
We coming out
the growing pains are gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, they got their tail busted.
I'm saying
by
we
the
coming out the East. You heard
130 to 111.
Wait. So TJ, you are making a proclamation that the Celtics are winning the East.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
And on it.
Look, let's get a better understanding because guess what? The Celtics are not a team that has longevity to win the East. Okay. By mid-season, but we gotta look at it. This mid-season,
Porzingis is not gonna finish the season, if he does, he's gonna miss a stretch. And Tatum and Brown are gonna and it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate because they are both young, talented all-stars, but they just can't get it done when it matters.
No, they can't.
Came out the East last year. They had to take us 7.
Almost counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah, it also counts in basketball.
But look, and then
no,
we have the mid-season tournament. Mid-season tournament too that you got to worry about.
Almost coming out the East isn't coming out the East.
No, I understand. But I'm saying
there's no but.
With the team that we got.
No, absolutely. We went to the Western Conference Finals with the team.
First of all,
and we traded up some teams, but that don't mean we won a championship. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter.
Yeah, we never expected to go to the Western Conference Final. I ain't gonna lie. Me as a Lakers
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think we were going to the Western Conference Final. Not with that team. I thought we had a chance to make it second round after the trade deadline. I didn't expect us to go to the Western Conference Finals, but of course, it also played in our favor that Ja was suspended.
We played Grizzlies in the first round.
And then we had old, busted down Golden State, which, like as we said last episode, I didn't realize this is not that young core no more.
No.
Like I still see them as the young babyface assassin core, and no, Steph is in his mid-30s and in year 15.
Yeah, we got everybody don't understand. Like Steph been doing this for a while.
But
we got to look at it too. Like Clay never bounced back like how he wanted to after that.
He did hit the game winner last night though. He had a game winner.
But we're gonna see how that go later on in the season because like Clay can't get it to his spots like he used to because he's very
It's hard for Clay because they were back to back. You had the ACL, you come back, and then you have the Achilles right after. Like that's hard because he never got his feet under him from the ACL. So it's like he had to figure out how to bounce back from both injuries at the same time, which that's just not fair. Don't get me wrong. It's great that it happened to him because I'm not saying it. I'm saying that for the style of play he is as a shooter. It's better that it happens. It's better that it happens to him than when it happened to Derrick Rose. When you lose that, like that. Rest in peace to the moment of silence for the loss of Derrick Rose's career. Because
man, we knew Derrick was about to be on some like menace, assassin, light skinned killer
I mean,
Chicago
we had said moment of silence, and all three of us bowed our heads, and you was just like, "I'm gonna get you get a man the moment of silence."
Nah, man.
Disrespectful.
I can't give the silence to it, man. Because guess what? He didn't deserve to be silenced.
He did. That's Tom Thibodeau's fault.
So
It was. Yeah, Chicago did that man wrong though.
Yeah.
So y'all know he went to the same school as Benji.
As who?
Benji. Benji.
Benji who?
Benji. I don't know his last name. I watched that 30 for 30. He was that high school player that got shot.
I'm thinking it's somebody we know. Yeah. Like who?
Y'all want to watch the 30 for 30s?
I didn't see his 30 for 30. I didn't know he had one.
Sorry.
Benji. No, Benji. That's the one you gotta watch.
Benji.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
His name was Benji.
I mean, but we don't have a last name. Like I'm thinking we're about to be able to go look it up. And be like,
look it up real quick.
Do you got a team number?
That high school team that wear number 25.
Whatever. Blackout. What you
Black,
got?
Go ahead, my guy. What were you about to say, brother?
I want to give a big congratulations to my Philadelphia 76ers tonight for winning against the Raptors. Nick Nurse is now 2-0 against his Raptors early in the season.
Okay.
And Kelly Oubre Jr. is becoming a great acquisition.
He is doing. Yeah. He's come in to replace Tobias because this is Tobias's contract year. Y'all can get rid of Tobias after this.
Yeah,
they could have got rid of Tobias last year.
They still needed a third option, and it wasn't. Which is crazy though. And I'm gonna say this, which is crazy because we remember we had that game where Harden went off, and it was like shades of. We were like, oh, he's gonna be able to carry them without Embiid, and then he. In James Simmons fashion,
he does what he does best. Don't show up.
Like they said at 8 Mile, he's choking.
Conference finals, game 7, you have 7 points, and you're out there looking like a deer in headlights,
bro.
And you want to sit here? No, wait a minute. Hold up. You want to sit here, and you want to have the audacity to sit here and say recently that you're not a system guy. You are the system. Well, buddy, that ain't worked for you. That hasn't worked for you. You want to sit there and say we had you on a leash, but when you don't have a leash, that still don't work for you. Nothing has worked for you. You don't have no championships to back up whatever you talking about yesterday, today, in China, calling people liars, whatever. You are who you are. And the Clippers, good luck, because guess what you got? A bag of no goods.
Oh, I thought you about to say.
Oh, he said you got a bag of no goods.
Bag of no good nothings.
Sheesh.
But you know what we got good though? We got these drops coming in. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe at Beyond the Bell Podcast. Instagram, X is BTB Iconics. And guess what? You can follow all of us at our links below. Make sure you drop in on the website, beyondthebellpodcast.com.
Okay, so you selfish is what you're saying. You just followed just yours. That was really selfish just now, bro.
Bro, I thought you put
a wise man once said.
No, not you, Ron. No. So you missed it. TJ saw Man of Steel, so he followed the ticker with his finger. He didn't promote everybody. He followed Man of Steel all the way until it went off screen. That's
you got to put more content first.
You know what? And I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know Carlito Cannon's official. Carlito Cannon's official IG is about to turn. Is about to get rebranded as the Carlito Cannon IG. So there's gonna be a lot more wrestling content. There's gonna be a lot more reels and stuff dedicated to what we do here because this is a major part of the Carlito Cannon brand. So be looking out for that. If you're not a fan of wrestling or sports in general, sorry, but that's what you're gonna see. Y'all will still see the suit games and all that, but it's gonna be a lot more content driven.
I'll just wait till I drop my content.
Shout out to the Texas Rangers winning their first ever World Series. Drop one of them. Oh, never mind.
The lowest watched World Series in history. Isn't that right, Mr. Historian?
MLB history, 9.11 million viewers, and that's for 5 games total.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Let's have. Yeah. Hey, can we have a moment of silence for the MLB World?
Nope, not giving a moment of silence for that because you know what? This is for you fickle fuckers.
What?
Y'all claim y'all want parity. Y'all claim y'all want new teams winning. Y'all want to see new things, and then when it comes, you don't watch. Like,
but I still watched
ridiculous.
I still watched it though.
Everybody doesn't watch baseball though.
No, but baseball fans say they want parity. They got tired of the Yankees. They got tired of the Red Sox. They got tired of.
And here we are.
And now you got new teams, and y'all don't watch. Like, you can't. Y'all are fickle fuckers. That's just that, and that is what it is. It's just.
I don't even watch baseball. I can represent for them because I
represent. Yeah.
I was like the Rangers and the Diamondbacks. It was Game 4 before I knew it was the World Series.
What?
Oh my gosh!
This
doesn't pertain to you then.
Guess what? I do. I just want to let you know, Mr. 211. For our Beyond the Bell podcast fans out there, later on tonight, there's going to be the inaugural "You Got to Do Better" portion of this show. And Mr. 211, you made the list.
The list.
Why? Because I don't like baseball?
No, it's something else. We'll talk about it later.
Keeping the trend together with sports though. We're gonna move into some sports entertainment talk. DIY is back. DIY #DIY is back. Came through with a big win over Imperium. The new theme is trash. It hurts my heart. And that's hard for me to admit because Chrome Hearts was always is one of the greatest tag team themes of all time. And now you get this. Yeah, he made the list. How did we feel about the Miz segment though? Like, I've missed this Miz.
Amazing.
I missed this Miz. Talk your Miz. I missed that guy.
Look, I just want to say this, and just breaking down the analyzation of this segment. Like, Miz always gonna get a fire promo, but he tops himself every single time because to me, he had that heart. And does this make Miz going face? It has to be the face turn.
Yeah, that's his face turn. And then I don't know if anybody caught the subtlety of when he goes to the back and DIY comes out. Ciampa looks at him and it's kind of like, "Are you okay?" That little look, that history is there, but everybody didn't catch that. But that's one of those storytelling elements that's just there. We're gonna come down. I hope that comes back.
No, what I was waiting for during that promo that he was giving, he was like, "I'm the one who made that title relevant."
Mm-hmm.
This is won the Intercontinental Belt 8 different times. And it's just like. They may be more. Gunther may have had it longer than the Miz had it combined.
Mm-hmm.
But he had it 8 times.
8. Isn't he 2 away from breaking Jericho's record? Didn't Jericho have 9?
Yeah, Jericho had 9, I believe.
So he's 2 away from breaking the record. Do we see Miz breaking that record? Is that something that WWE is gonna want to do? Like, hey, let's.
If I'm being honest, no.
No, you don't think it gets it anymore?
I can't say no. I don't know. We'll
have to see. But it would be something else if Miz was just like, "Hey, look here, son, you didn't got too big for your britches. That belt coming home."
That's pretty much what he said.
I think that's what that promo was. I don't think he's gonna do it. I'm actually gonna throw a wild card in there. I know fans still want Chad Gable to do it. I think it needs to be. I think it needs to be main event Jey Uso.
Oh, I thought you was going a completely different route, like you said the other night. I thought you talked about Giovanni. I said, hell no.
No. So understand something. I wasn't saying that that's who should do it.
Oh.
I'm saying in terms of a stable and in storytelling, and Black, you can attest to this. When your stable starts to crack and you have a major monster dominant heel and somebody gets ejected from the stable, storyline wise, that's usually the person who comes back and gets gives them their comeuppance.
Yeah.
Giovanni. I could see Giovanni as a face, but I don't think he has the skill set and the size to take on Gunther, but he's just not the name that they want, But I definitely think
if the roles were reversed. Go ahead, Black.
So I just can't see Ludwig as a face. That's the only thing. He plays the heel so well.
Too good. He's
almost too good where you're like, are you in real life?
Right.
Like he gives off that, but you never know. But I think in terms of beating Gunther and it being someone who, one, can use the rub, but two, can continue the namesake of the Intercontinental Championship. Because that's the thing. Back in the day, when somebody beat somebody for the IC title, it went on to another name that was going to be a big name. You know, you can't have, and no offense to Chad Gable, none at all whatsoever. You can get a nice babyface push out of him, but he's not a guy where back in the day, you know, the Intercontinental title was used as the litmus test to see if you were ready for a world title push. After Gunther's run, Chad Gable's not that guy. Like, for the fans and for the happy ending and we like that guy, yeah, that works. But name-wise and someone who can carry and not have the Intercontinental Championship make them, but them continue to make the Intercontinental Championship, a guy like a main event Jey Uso is a guy that, especially if he's not going to be in the world title story, you're eventually going to have to give him a singles championship push. And I just think if you're going to do it, and with the way the fans are behind him, you can have him be the guy to topple Gunther.
Okay, let me interject something real quick.
Hold up. Black has something.
Oh,
He's trying to say something.
Oh, no, go ahead, Mr. 211.
I'm gonna make it quick so I can get to you, Black. With Chad Gable, we always talk about it. Transitional champions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that Chad Gable should be the one to dethrone Gunther, but he can, just to hold it for a little bit, because you remember Marty Jannetty was an Intercontinental champion, so everybody don't get to go to that upper echelon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, main event Jey Uso or whoever to take that belt to the next level can do that. But then we get the feel good story of Chad Gable winning.
So, but that's the thing, and that's the one thing I love about wrestling fans. We have to make sure we're using our terminology correctly. Back in the territory days, a transitional champion was used to avoid a match. So there were certain qualifications for you being considered a transitional champion. You had to come in between two long runs.
Mm-hmm.
That was always the major thing. So, like, say, especially now, people say, "Oh, well, they were transitional." Like, oh, somebody won a title, 1 week, and then they lost the belt to somebody, and then the person they lost it to loses the belt, 2 weeks later or 3 weeks. That's not a transition.
No.
The transitional champion comes in between two long runs, and it usually comes in between a matchup or a style that the promotion is trying to avoid, i.e. a babyface versus babyface, or a heel versus heel, or a heel versus a face where you're not going to let the face win, so you're trying to avoid them taking a clean loss. So for Chad Gable to be transitional, the person that comes after him has to be someone that they're trying to keep away from Gunther, which there really isn't anybody. Like, there isn't anybody that's like, we don't want him to go up against Gunther because he can't beat Gunther, but we want him to win. There isn't anybody like that now. Now, the feel-good story, yeah, absolutely. It would be a great story for Chad Gable. Absolutely. The fans love him. I do feel like he's cooled a little bit. Just a little bit. Not...
Well, that's because of, I think, the placement that they have put him.
The placement that they have Alpha Academy.
So, well, no. As soon as he lost a match, they put him right back into a tag team, and then snatched the momentum back. And when he went to go get a rematch, he lost to Bronson Reed, which elevated Bronson Reed, and it put him back into the tag team element. So, for making you care about it, it kind of took some of that traction out. I'm like, well, he just was in the match, and we thought we were going to get a follow up, maybe at a PLE or something. But
I thought we were going to get that PLE matchup, but we didn't. Speaking of Big Bronson, him and Miz, I think that's going to be the match to determine the next number one contender. I don't like Bronson being used as a stepping stone almost for Miz to get the Gunther because of how they've been booking him lately. I want him to stay strong. But I think you have to do Miz versus Gunther at this point after that promo.
Yes.
Like you have to do it. The question is this going to be one of those showings where Miz finally starts to get his just due for what he does? Like, we all know Miz's accolades. We know the style he works. We know his identity. but he hasn't had one of those big wow matches since Ziggler. It's been a while. And of course that goes to a credit for his style as well. That's why he's one of the longest tenured and least injured superstars in the history of the roster.
Injured once.
Yeah, I can only remember Miz being injured and missing significant time once, and that was the zombie match. And he came back early from that.
Missed significant time. He was out there in the wheelchair.
Yeah, he was still on the show.
Yeah.
But is this the style for Gunther to be able to give Miz one of those matches where fans are like, "Damn, Miz really can go." Like I forgot that Miz could do it.
I mean, Miz can go with anyone, I believe.
Anybody.
It doesn't matter. I mean, he's the what they call it, the consummate professional, I guess you can say.
He's a wrestler's wrestler.
But I wanna kind of go back what you were saying about Chad Gable. I know we talked about Chad Gable, and I feel like right now the iron is cold. It's no longer hot for Chad Gable. So with him even winning, it's not as important to me anymore like it used to be. Secondly, when we talked about transitional, the only time that I ever saw where a transitional situation occurred where it didn't involve another, or it did involve a wrestler, but it also involved an event. So back when Ron Garvin beat Ric Flair, the deal with that was Starrcade 87 was running the same day as Survivor Series. So he needed Flair to win the belt at Starrcade 87, but in the meantime, I need somebody to beat Ric Flair. He had to lose the belt first. So then Ron Garvin was the one at 42 at the time, was the one that took the offer, won the title. And there go your transition in regards to just competition between even back then with NWA and WWF. And then when we want to talk about Miz promos, to me, the promos that resonate with me is the one that he did against Enzo, of course.
Whew.
And the one that he did the one he did in the ring on both Roman Reigns and John Cena.
Spit that hot fire. And of course the Daniel Bryan.
And the Daniel Bryan one.
You said what too?
You said what?
No, I didn't hear you say the Miz against Enzo and then it clicked.
That was a hot fire promo. And unfortunately, it was the truth.
It was the truth.
It unfortunately, and then now you look at of course, Enzo is out here doing his thing. He's in New Japan, in the juniors tournament. He's doing his thing. Yeah. I haven't watched him in a minute, so I'm gonna try and get back into it. But so and in terms of this is where we get into the transitional champion definition. The Iron Sheik, probably the greatest transitional champion. He came in between Bob Backlund's 5-year championship run. And won the belt for 28 days to put the belt on Hogan, who went on to have a 3-year run, 4-year run.
Yeah. It's always Hogan.
Yeah, always.
Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah, always. F the Hogan. Rest in peace, Sheiky baby. But that's a transitional champion. They didn't want Backlund versus Hogan because Backlund was still a babyface. He was a major babyface. Hogan was the heir apparent to Bruno. They didn't want him taking a loss. So they figured out how to get the belt off of Backlund onto someone who was believable enough to beat him, because we have to remember Sheik was legit. Yeah. He was a gold medalist. He was a bodyguard for the actual Sheik of Israel at one point. Yeah. There might not be anybody tougher than him in the history of the industry. But he beats Hogan. Yeah. And then he beats Backlund, and then Hogan comes in and beats him and has a long run. Yeah. And a lot of people will say transition, and then the person loses the belt back to the person that they beat. No, that's not a transition. Yeah. That's just a loss.
Jannetty.
You know what I mean? Huh?
Said that's Marty Jannetty.
Marty Jannetty when he beat Michaels.
Shawn Michaels and Shawn Michaels won it back.
Yeah, there's been a lot of transitional champions over history. Andre was a transitional champion. He beat Hogan, and then the whole holdup happens, and then Macho gets the belt, and he has his year run. They didn't want to do Macho versus Hogan yet. So they were well, how do we? Huh?
Do they count that one? Is that one?
They count.
So they counted in the history books. They count it. Like if you go to the list of world champs, they count because he won the belt. He just tried to sell it after, and they stripped him.
Yeah,
but they counted in the books.
Okay, I know.
Yeah, it was the second screw job.
Yeah,
The original screw job. A lot of people don't know was Fabulous Moolah.
Wendy Richter. Yeah, that was some
the
BS.
Original screw job.
It's F Moolah too. While we at it,
and Wendy Richter will be at WrestleCade.
We got to see if we can get an interview with that. It's F Moolah. My grandmother knew Georgia Brown, so a lot of what, and I can attest, a lot of what has been reported about how Moolah is true.
Yeah.
So it's F Moolah, always over here on BTB. Slaughter was
real quick, so I can say
go ahead.
I know now where I got messed up. It wasn't Andre's run. It was Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, no, they don't count that. No, they don't count that.
No, they don't count.
So I wanted to say that before I forgot. Right.
If I'm not mistaken, Flair was a transitional champion too. At one point, he took the belt off Randy, and then they gave it to Brett.
Yeah,
and Brett had that long run because I think Flair only held it for like
2 months.
Maybe like 40-something days. Yokozuna was a transitional champion. He beat Brett after that long run, and they gave it back to Hogan. And because they didn't want to do Brett versus Hogan yet, they were saving that for King of the Ring, which ended up not happening.
I thought Yoko beat Hogan though.
So I'm talking about I'm talking about WrestleMania 9.
Okay.
Yeah, remember when he beat Brett for the belt, and then Hogan used the very first ever Money in the Bank cash in?
I mean,
my man came out. Was like, "Yes, my turn."
Technically, I mean, without a briefcase.
What? Nigga, what? Like, why is it your turn?
That's yeah. But you know who's
Vladimir.
You know whose favorite WrestleMania that is. But we get it. We understand why though. And I respect it. I don't. I respect it, but it was a lot of foolery going on.
Backlund was a transitional champ. Remember, he beat Brett, and then he only held the belt for 3 days, and then Diesel came in. Yeah, so those are
5 seconds.
5 seconds, but see, 8 seconds. 8 seconds. But see, that's the thing. They didn't want to do Diesel versus Brett yet. They were saving that for the following, I think, Survivor Series or something like that. So, I mean, there's been a history of great people being transitional champs. But, like Christian was a transitional champ.
Randy?
Yeah. When he lost to Randy after 5 days. His first world title run was only 5 days.
Hey, at least that man can say
nobody can take it from him.
Nobody can take it from him. They can't take it from him. He did his thing. Because he held it multiple times. I do hate that he does not. So he beat Randy again for it.
He beat Randy for it, and then Randy won it back.
And then Randy won it back again. So he won 2 world titles.
Right.
No. That was when he beat Alberto in the ladder match.
Yeah.
And then he beat Randy in the match where if Randy got disqualified, Christian won the belt back, and then Christian won the belt back because Randy he spit in Randy's face, and then Randy low blowed him, which was stupid. That was terrible booking.
So he won it 3 times?
He's won it twice. That was the second one. That's it. He's a 2-time world champ. Yeah, he's 2. I do hate that Christian does not have fond memories of his Impact run because his NWA championship run was cool.
I liked it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Outside of what he's doing now, that was his best run to me was Impact.
Yeah.
I didn't see it because I ain't had a chance.
Oh man, him and TNA. Christian felt like right before he left, you could tell they were building him to be a star, but he felt like a star in TNA. Right. Like he felt like he felt like he belonged up there with the Angles and the Cenas and Batistas, and he felt like he belonged there. So when he left, it was like, damn, he darn,
it looked great on him too because it just elevated him in that talent pool. Like, what can you do against big names like Booker or Samoa Joe, Sting? Like, bro, like he didn't get that opportunity at WWE in which we knew Christian could do a lot. We knew where he could be, but he just didn't get that opportunity to elevate.
Because apparently Vince McMahon hates his face. Apparently, that's why. So
hates his face because of his face.
He said he didn't want his face everywhere. So, which is like that might be the most Vince McMahon thing I think I've ever heard. Like you don't want to put over one of your top talents because you don't like his face.
Yeah.
No, I think the most Vince McMahon thing is when he walked around in his do-rag and said the N-word of Booker T while he was standing right there with Charmel.
Tell me.
What did he just say? Like, look.
Tell me he did not just say that.
Say that.
Yeah.
Even when he said it was Cena. Even when he said it was Cena.
That was wild.
I was like, bro, what?
No, but like no, we're gonna call it the most Vince McMahon thing is McMahonism. Going in an actual church,
bro.
we gonna continue.
Is that on the list?
That's on the list. That's we got to continue.
Bro, wait till this documentary come out. Netflix said
he
has no control on what they put in there.
So understand something. Netflix is dropping heat because I don't know if y'all watch the Murdaws.
Because listen,
but that right there alone made me be like, okay, I'm gonna keep Netflix.
Yeah, because
they don't care. Their documentaries always hit. Like the
they always hit.
Like the And One documentary was fire.
Johnny Manziel
fire. The Johnny Manziel, the Tim Tebow, the Florida Gator ones was fire.
The Aaron Hernandez one was good.
If they don't have nothing, they got fire documentaries.
The Manti Tale
docuseries.
So the Manti Tale one still is wild to me that happened the way it happened.
Yeah,
Jelly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Max. Max is to give them a run for their money for docuseries and documentaries.
Because their Murdaugh docuseries was actually better until this last one that Netflix just dropped. Because the stuff that I think Netflix saw the Max one and was like, okay, we got to drop the money.
So they have one too.
So yeah, Hulu has one too, but Netflix actually has the proof. And like had the pictures of the bodies and had the actual proof that he was there when the murders took place. Nobody else had it. They had the actual voicemail where you can hear him there during the time of the murders when he said he was gone. I was like, I don't know how much they paid for all this stuff they just got, but Netflix dropped the bag.
Yeah,
I wonder who
they got that money.
They
have that money.
I don't know. And then Buster. So the Hulu one is the Buster talk. His tell-all, and then he's writing a tell-all book.
Bro, he got to capitalize on his family name because it's tarnished.
I mean, he got that $10 million. He didn't lose it. They didn't form a judgment against him to lose that money. He got bread, but he's still saying that he thinks somebody else did it. No, your dad did it, bro.
Yeah,
he just trying to save face because he still talked to his dad.
Yeah. But back to Raw, because we could talk about the Murdaws all day, especially being from South Carolina and the Carolinas,
being in law enforcement, and look,
and being in law enforcement around that way.
Look, my former chief of staff was one of the expert witnesses in the case.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Wasn't one of the police officers that won like the police officer of the year or something? Wasn't he one of the officers in the case?
My chief deputy at the time, my chief of staff.
The deputy. Okay.
He was, his name was Chief Kinsey.
Like that's crazy. Like if you have not watched any of the Murdaugh trials or anything, because Lifetime made a movie.
What?
There's a two-part, 2-hour a piece movie about it. I can't wait to watch it.
Lifetime will give you the movies.
Yeah, bro, Lifetime movies hit, dog. Like Lifetime will have you looking. Lifetime. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Mr. 211. You need to drink a 211 and watch one of these Lifetime movies.
I have, but the best one I've seen is the one. Oh, I'm sorry, Black. You was going.
I'm just saying they gonna cut you. They gonna kidnap you. They gonna murder you.
Oh, man, they're gonna rape you.
Oh no, not the Lifetime movies. No, we're talking about like straight up. We got to be careful though because Wendy did the Aaliyah and the Whitney movie on there, and they was.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
No, not those.
And R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly.
Sir, understand something. I missed the first 3 parts of Surviving R. Kelly, which I'm actually mad about because the one I watched was the worst one. So the last one they talked about was the one that really helps you understand why R. Kelly is in jail. Like that man, Back to
Look,
wrestling. Back
that man gonna get
back
out and
to
fill out a
wrestling.
whole
Let's
arena.
talk about that guy.
Back to wrestling. Go ahead, too.
The best Lifetime movie I saw that I got hooked on was that joint about the Clark sisters. Y'all
Oh yeah, no, that was a hit. No, that was a good movie. That was
with my auntie
That was
and
fire.
Ellis. That's
Yeah.
my auntie.
Oh really?
No, but I wish.
That was.
Boy.
What the heck?
Yeah,
I tried to-
because you knew.
She, my auntie acted her behind off in that one. Like, I was hurt when Mama Clark passed. Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah.
But all them girls in there could sing and all some other stuff. He looking at him like the Brady Bunch.
Right.
And that's exactly how I'm looking at him. Doggone balloons.
I'm just trying to, bro. It's not.
But no, okay. Damian Priest is being featured almost exclusively. Like I know, as Mr. Money in the Bank, you know, you got to have some shot. But my man, the main evented the last 3 weeks in a row.
Bro, the elevation of Damian Priest started with the Bad Bunny joint. After Bad Bunny,
absolutely.
his ascent is crazy. It's
People don't realize. People don't realize what you get after you work with a celebrity and it works. Like, and it actually works. Like with Damian Priest, that's why he is where he is. Even Morrison coming in and working with Snooki, that got him hit. That he ended up getting his solo push after that.
Yeah.
Like if you come in and you protect the investment and you get them over, the sky is the limit for you. Logan Paul, why do y'all think Ricochet is getting the shine that he's getting, even with the Shinsuke feud?
He did the job.
He did the job, and he actually made Logan look great.
He needs a matchup against Seth. He got to get his one.
I'm with you on that. I would
get his one.
But you know what though? If they do that, they got to do it how they did Neville. They got to tease the title change.
No, I don't want to tease nothing. No, I don't want that again.
Wait,
I don't want that again. I don't want that again.
So would you be okay with a Ricochet title win?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a quick one. I wouldn't mind a quick one.
Really?
I wouldn't mind it.
A quick world championship.
Just don't let him talk too long.
A quick
It gets a little cringy. Yeah, he'll be a quick transition champion.
So that's the thing, though. But see, that's the thing. Once again, transitional. That's the thing. Whoever takes it off Ricochet, is that somebody they're trying to keep away from Seth? Because we don't know who'd come after Ricochet. That's the problem. See, that's where the transitional role comes in.
Probably Damian, because if Damian cashes in on Ricochet, it's keeping him away from Seth, so Seth doesn't have to take that loss.
But they're not avoiding that matchup because you've seen the interactions already.
But that will pretty much run into or lead up to Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Getting his run.
I can see
that happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
which I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Shinsuke ever gets it, unfortunately.
No.
Should he? Yes.
I think we passed that point where Shinsuke could have been the world. Like they should have struck on it when he first came in, and when he had that. Oh my gosh! Like the
AJ match.
Yes.
So I've seen a lot of people say that AJ winning was best for, and I don't understand how they feel that way at the time. Especially after the Rumble win and Shinsuke eliminating Roman. Like, people have, it's amazing how short memories some people have. He was in the Final Four that year, and he eliminated Roman Reigns as the last person to win the Rumble. And he was the first Asian to win the Rumble. And that was the same year Oscar won the Rumble. And you have both Rumble winners lose at Mania for the title. The disrespect. And it's like, at that time, AJ's run had already run its course. You could have gave Shinsuke that run, and that would have been, hey, bang, done.
And it didn't need to be a long run, but you could have gave Shinsuke like I said, a championship run to where it's like, all right, well, he was going to be the fighting champion. He could have brought that nice Shinsuke style to where it's going to be aggressive. You're going to get a nice aggressive match, but then it goes to who's going to take it off of him. They're probably going to let AJ take it off of him again, like how they usually do. You get your rematch. Couple weeks later, kind of like how they did Edge. Once Edge won it and he lost it back to Cena, but I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll see.
I don't know. Maybe he
main evented against main event Jey Uso. Great match actually. I thought the match was great. Jay is coming along very well. I still don't think people are grasping how over he is.
Yeah.
Shoot, Jay are getting over as one. Because
Cody's still over.
Because at first I didn't think that with the new addition, with Jay with Jimmy going by himself, that he would have that movement. But him forming his own character, the whole situation with him on, oh yeah, man, they got me on reserve, on injured reserve. They got you on what? Nah, they don't got me on injured reserve. I'm good to go.
Yeah. Jimmy's character work has come extremely far. I didn't think he had that in him. Like I thought Jay was gonna be not calling it the Jannetty of the team, but I thought Jimmy was gonna be the Jannetty because Jay always had more of the persona.
Well, like the Dudley Boys, he was going.
Yeah. He was gonna be the Devon. Yeah. I thought he was gonna be the Devon, but he's coming out on his own.
Yeah, surprisingly, like with Jimmy understood, like, hey, I have to stand out beside my brother. Like Jay's getting to it with the crowd. He knows he's and that's the difference between the roles of being a heel and being a face, knowing what you can do, how you can bring them in, and the whole interactions with Rhea, the whole interaction with Cody. And we could see, like, I wouldn't mind Cody and Jay being a tag team, but Cody has so many different formidable tag team partners and alliances that can be good for him. Cody is, to me, I just don't see Cody slowing down. Like, Cody is going to have that run even past Mania, honestly. I mean,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we've seen a secondary, and I don't want to call him secondary in a disrespectful manner, but we know Roman is still the face of the company.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've seen a secondary guy be as hot, as over.
Well, Vice. We can say Vice then. Like, Roman's the president of,
and he's
stars, and
Cody's vice president. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Like but we haven't had this is all, and I'm not comparing the eras because they're not comparable. But we are now looking at that Rock Austin, Cena, Batista / Orton stretch where you have a face of the company, but the guy right up under them is just as, if not more over than they are.
Yeah.
And then you got to add in LA Knight, who becomes he's an assistant. Star. He's an assistant principal. You got the vice principal, and then you have the assistant principal up under that. He's that guy. I don't think we've had a time where it's been, and you know what? And I'm gonna go
4
back
months in a row as a top selling merch mover.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go back even further in the Hogan and Macho era, and the Brett and Shawn. Like, we haven't had a secondary guy and a third tier guy be as over as the face of the company in years. It's been a long time. So right now the company is in great hands, and you still have main event Jey Uso behind him. You got Gunther behind that. You got Seth right there. Like,
the only 3 people that can really, that I would say can get in that stratosphere and interrupt or get into the pop of an enormous pop of interrupting the face of the company is Cody, LA Knight, and Jey Uso. As of right now.
That's it. Which is crazy because if you've been following Wrestling's Real Fan Chop, 2 years ago I called Gunther as the guy to beat Roman. That was I've been saying that for years now. My other prediction, I don't think that match happens for another year. I think they keep them apart that long.
Bruh.
I think they keep him and Gunther apart because Gunther still has Brock. Mania? Gunther still has Brock.
Yep.
Gunther's
for the Intercontinental
exactly.
Belt?
Think about this. Think about that. Gunther still got Brock. We still have another matchup that nobody's thinking of that's going to be fire when it happens, and that's
Bobby?
Gunther. That's Gunther and Bobby. That match is gonna.
We still got to get Bobby and Roman.
You got Bobby and Roman. You got the Street Profits versus Imperium. There's so many. Exactly, bro. Come on, dog. There's so many matchups left that we still have time to get that it's like, okay, I can see why they're keeping certain people apart because we've been building that Gunther and Brock match for about 2 years now.
Yeah.
Slowly, like little pieces.
Get it at Mania, but
I was supposed to get it this past week.
My thing is, if the state of the World Heavyweight Championship is undecided, we know. I don't know if you keep, like I said, like we said on the last episode with the new pay-per-view coming up in was it in Berlin? It's going to be in Berlin. Yeah.
Bash in Berlin.
Yeah. Bash in Berlin.
So if you hold off Gunther until then,
yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. No, absolutely.
Well, that's what I said that's what I said on the last episode. I was like,
he's got to have
he's either going to be champion or he's going to win the belt.
You did. I like that prediction. That's a great prediction.
So does Gunther throw it away? Like, does he throw away his Intercontinental Championship?
So, and I was gonna say this. We haven't.
This is not to me anymore.
We haven't had a WWE Intercontinental Champion in a while.
So
we haven't had a guy.
I
think he holds both, and then they make him relinquish the Intercontinental Championship to keep that run and to keep the prestige. Because everybody doesn't have to lose. You don't always have to lose the belt.
No.
To make the belt, to make your run feel like it was, because then after that, they're talking about bringing King of the Ring back again. King of the Ring for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm fine with that.
That's fine, because I think
I'm fine with that.
Gunther just saying, like, bro, this is beneath me now. I made this title what it was. Y'all can have it.
And I don't even think you have to go to this is the beneath me run. I think with him being the heel he is, I think this is a nobody can touch me. Y'all have put everybody in front of me, and I'm gonna give out. And you have him, because he respects the business and the industry the way he does. You say, I'm gonna give somebody else an opportunity to try and do what I did with this, instead of the this is beneath me run.
You know who was the last person, or at least in my mind, the last person to be double champ that way and give up the Intercontinental belt?
The last person I remember is Warrior.
Yeah.
That's the last person was Warrior that gave it up. Seth lost that U.S. title back to Cena. Warrior he was double champ, and then he gave it up. They told him he couldn't have both belts. And Goldberg. He was WCW and U.S. champ, and he relinquished the U.S. championship. That's how long we go a long time without having.
Who won that U.S. championship?
After he
won that Intercontinental championship.
After he had it, I'm gonna have to go look that up now. That's actually a really good question, because that was during the stretch where I stopped kind of caring about. Now, I don't want to say I stopped caring about it, but with Goldberg as the helm, I never really.
I remember Goldberg winning it 75-0 from Raven.
Yep, from Raven.
The next United States champion.
So the next U.S. champ after Goldberg, the next United States champion after Goldberg drops it is Bret Hart.
I don't remember.
No, I'm sorry. I take that back. That's his second run. Oh, Goldberg had the U.S. title twice. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, he won the second one from
at Halloween Havoc. Yeah, I forgot about that.
From somebody I just listened to.
From Sid Vicious. I forgot about that.
He
vacated. No. Wow. So Goldberg won the title and vacated it, and Bret Hart won it twice after he vacated it.
Both times.
Lord have mercy. Wow. That's actually hilarious.
Way to go, WCW.
Yeah, look, that's a WCW thing. And it's crazy because Goldberg only had that belt the second time for a day.
Wow.
And then Bret Hart won it.
Goldberg.
Can we?
Oh my God, the Sid Vicious car crush. Goldberg.
Oh man.
Can we say? Is there a scenario where the way Gunther has built this prestige of this Intercontinental Championship to the point where now Brock Lesnar may look at that belt and say, hey, I've never won it.
I think that's how we get it.
And this looks as important as these world titles besides Roman, but it's up there with them.
I think that's how we get that matchup. That's what I was thinking.
But how far out? Are we waiting until Mania for that, or are we waiting for a Rumble? We waiting for?
I think so. It depends on who wins the Rumble. It really depends. If LA Knight wins the Rumble, you do Gunther and Brock at Mania. If Gunther wins the Rumble, you do Brock versus Gunther probably at SummerSlam for the world title. You don't have him go after the IC title after that.
So because it's so hard because we got because I really don't know because at first we were saying that Cody would go back to back, but then you got with how hot LA is, bro.
We're at that now. With how hot LA is, LA could actually also win the Elimination Chamber.
But are they still doing Elimination Chamber as to set up for like if you don't win the Rumble, you win a World Heavyweight Championship?
I think so because that's the Australian show, right? They're doing Elimination Chamber in Australia, right?
You gotta do something that's gonna be appealing because they're gonna be in one of the Australia's. What arena they gonna be in? I forgot. They're gonna be in a humongous
no, that's in England.
He said though.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say the O2. That's in England.
Oh,
I caught myself.
I'm like, bro, because I really don't know, bro. Like, if you're trying to set up LA Knight to further himself, do you win the Rumble or do you have him wait? Because do you want Cody to be the first back to back in God knows how long, or do you want Cody to kind of like, all right, well, you're going to face Roman anyway. You're going to find a way and a will to fight him anyway. So I really don't know, bro. I really don't know.
You know what's crazy? Like when you said the person that wins the Elimination Chamber goes on to fight somebody, I was just like that feels very, very secondary. You know what I'm saying? To the winning of the Royal Rumble, because it's always going to outshadow whoever won the Elimination Chamber.
Right, but they used to do it heavily back in like 06 era all the way up to maybe like 10, 11s.
You're right.
Yeah, because I remember they used to do it, or they used to have the championship match for like the World Heavyweight Championship at Elimination Chamber instead of like the main championship, and whoever wins the Elimination Chamber, they'll be the next number one contender at WrestleMania for that particular championship. So I'm like, for a while, I mean that sufficed. But when you look at it, you've gone away from that kind of that era because I mean, Elimination Chamber did fall off for a while, for a very long time. Yeah. But now it's getting back to that point where it's like, dang, can it set up and then where it's going to be at, especially in Australia, as a big, like a level they're trying to set up as a big, big four pay-per-view level event. Like, do you pull the trigger on LA Knight winning Elimination Chamber versus him winning the Royal Rumble?
I feel like it's interchangeable. You know what I'm saying? What you think, Black?
I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, see, what I'm saying is like let's say, you know what I'm saying, we got like at least two potential winners of the Royal Rumble. So you can plug in, let's say LA Knight wins the Royal Rumble, Gunther wins the Elimination Chamber. You can flip those two, and nobody would be mad about it.
I'm starting to think we don't get a Cody and Roman main event at WrestleMania 40.
You thinking so?
And the reason why I say that is because you don't want him to lose to Roman twice if you want him to break Hogan's record.
Okay.
But I guess then it comes back into the thing of, are you willing for Roman to keep the title and not be on TV as much and keep getting the flack for that? We all know that when Roman comes back and when Roman appears on TV, he's going to pull numbers regardless. But are you still going to hold your championship hostage for another after he if he does beat Cody? How many days does he have until he beats Hogan?
He has until like September, I think, of next year.
Oh wow!
If I'm not mistaken.
So then it's like, to me, if you're going to pull that trigger, you got to tell Roman, hey, bro, I get you a vet, I get you doing this, but to make this like run meaningful for you to hold this chip until then, bro, you can't take as much time off. You can't just withhold the chip from being a competition standpoint and just hold it for the end, because then it's not, to me the record won't be as meaningful then. Like, yeah, you'll break the record, but if you defended that championship once that year or maybe twice and you just get the record, I mean, nobody's gonna really acknowledge that record as like, all right, well, you really busted your tail in that last remaining year to change the narrative. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I get you earned your stripes, I get you putting your time in to make sure that you've had that time off. But when you're in that stretch as a performer, as a person who understands the business, you want to make sure that lasting memory of that championship, of you having it, You went out like a fighting champ. You went out against different matchups of people who you never faced before, or like whoever's incoming, and then you do the job like for Cody or whatnot. Because at the end of the day, I don't know what you do after that. Like, do you let him beat it, but then you let him hold it again till WrestleMania 41?
Let who hold what?
So the thing about the Roman Championship that we also have to remember, and the run about it we have to remember is once again, we are in a what have you done for me lately generation, because there have been a lot of champions over history that only defended their belt 7 or 8 times in a year. And that's across the whole year.
Yeah, right. Wrestling wasn't on 18 times a week back then.
You know what I mean? Wrestling wasn't, and even during the Monday Night Wars, Hogan didn't defend that belt like that. Hogan defended that belt at every major pay-per-view. He was on TV to progress the storyline, but that was also during the Monday Night Wars. I mean, you have to be on TV then. Now that we're in the stretch we're in with Roman being champ, there's been a lot of, like Hogan in that 4-year stretch, there was a year where he'd wrestled nothing but tag team matches on the house shows, and he wasn't even wrestling. His partner would get beat up, he'd come in, Hulk up, be done. But it wasn't televised. The thing that's hurting us in terms of a lot of the records that are being broken in history is we see all of it. Like we literally are watching all of it unfold as it's happening. If there wasn't wrestling on every night of the week, this wouldn't be as big of a deal that he's holding the belt as he is and he's not showing up and he's not wrestling. But because there's wrestling, there's WWE on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday.
And then every other second weekend Saturdays.
Yeah, and then a PLE every like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Yeah. Like, that's also the issue with having as many pay-per-views as we have. The revenue, once again, like when we talked off air, we fed the giant, we fed the monster. Mm-hmm. Having 12, 13 pay-per-views a year is for the story is stupid. Yeah, for the money, I understand it. I understand it for the money. But back when we used to only have 7 pay-per-views a year, we had the big 4. We had the big 4. We'd have a King of the Ring, and then we would have like 2 in your houses, and that would be it. Yeah. That was all we needed, and it was okay that somebody didn't show up. And then WCW came out with
Bischoff was just like, they had 7, I got 7. I moved it to 10. They moved it to 10.
They moved it to 10.
I said, why not do one a month?
But I think it's hard to backscale from that now.
Eric Bischoff, please have me on 83.
Yeah, it's hard to backscale from that now, especially with
you can't go down now. You can't go down now. Not with revenue. Not with the revenue that's there.
Yeah, TV deals, revenue, and then the stratosphere that Roman's in, and like I was touching on, is that, don't get me wrong, I understand what Roman's given to the business, but if you're going for Hogan's record, to make it meaningful it's going to be meaningful regardless if he beats it. But is it going to be as meaningful if in this last year, if he goes for the record, that he defends it more than 1 time or twice?
Roman's got to show up at every Big 4 next year. And
if he beats Cody this year, if he beats Cody at Mania, he has to show up at every.
He's got to show up at every Big 4 pay-per-view and Money in the Bank and one of the Saudi shows, maybe, to make it
meaningful.
Because
and a couple of shows like SmackDown or something.
Yeah, he's got to be, and I'm fine with. You know what? At this point, I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to come across. At this point, Roman needs to be on SmackDown once a month.
At least.
I was gonna say twice, but when you're setting up the pay-per-views the way you are, if he's on twice, he's gonna either be on before the pay-per-view and after the pay-per-view, or the week of, and fans are gonna notice more that he's gone.
Sometimes it's hard to set up a week out though, especially
it really is.
If you have that week before, then that week after, it flows a little bit better. Because I noticed that with Roman, like when you bring him a week before, it's kind of so like, for example, if they would have set up this Crown Jewel match a week before and it just had one interaction between LA Knight and Roman, you wouldn't have gotten the interruption,
the big moment.
Yeah, you would miss out on many big moments because of the stratosphere of what you're about to walk into. And LA Knight said it today. He said this is going to be the biggest main event or biggest whatever. Like I said, and it may be. We just have to see.
And once again, unfortunately for Seth, he's relegated to secondary champ. But that's also another reason why I'm okay with Roman not being there weekly, because it gives Seth a chance to main event a pay-per-view. It gives the World Heavyweight Championship a chance to build its lineage and its legacy. Because when Roman's there, Roman's the main event. It is what it is. I'm not putting a Seth Rollins match on after a Roman Reigns match. Like, that's just not happening.
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Win an Emmy.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think there's anybody on the roster other than Cody who can main event on the same show as a Roman.
On the main roster?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can. You got to put Roman.
I think Cody. I think depending on the
program. Brock? Are we counting Brock, or do we talk about main?
No,
like
part-time. Part-time. We're going full time.
Yeah.
I want to say Gunther, but once again, you're having the Intercontinental Championship main event over both your world titles. That just doesn't work.
No, it don't work.
True. Okay. So
you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you
then yeah. But I mean, like. So, Black, are you referring to him like being in a championship match for the world title, or just like say bump the Intercontinental?
No, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm talking separate. I'm talking like you have a Roman Reigns world title match on the card and a Seth Rollins world title match on the card. There's nobody other than Cody.
I'll tell you what. I'll put the Intercontinental over Seth.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I would. No disrespect to Seth, but I would let Gunther main event over Seth.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. But my thing is, even with Seth, like, and I think we talked about it, we touched on offline. My thing is, you've sold this back injury storyline with.
There's no reason why, after what you went through with Shinsuke, that you.
Now we back to normal. We back to. Oh, I'm good, y'all. We back.
No, he went and got healed by the Yellow Sun because.
But you know who else? You know who else did that though? You know who else did that?
D, hold on, the Yellow Sun.
The Yellow Sun, Superman. He did
what?
And he was fine. You don't know that's how Superman recharges his.
Yeah.
So you know. So
disrespectful.
What?
So no, I feel you. But you know who else did it though? And now we're gonna talk about them. You know who else did it? Orange Cassidy. He was taped up and hobbled and beat up for weeks. And now all of a sudden, I don't see no tape on him. I don't see him limping. He out here throwing orange punches and pushing people like it's nothing. Like, y'all be selling injuries as a part of one storyline. And then when that storyline is over, guess what? Oh, I'm healed.
But
what?
But he made his title reign more
I don't care about his title run. I'm talking about after. Let's go watch Orange Cassidy.
Okay, I get what you're saying on that, but I'm saying as far as his lineage as
that international championship, but that's not fair either though. And I'm gonna say
not a world title.
No, not that. We were always gonna look at Seth's title as a secondary title to Roman's, no matter what. Like no matter what. It was always going to be looked at as a secondary title to Roman's. So that's not fair.
Forget about that a little bit though. Like once he kind of started doing a little bit more, you didn't forget about it as it being a secondary, because we know
I didn't, because he still was only main eventing shows where Roman wasn't.
You got a point.
You know what I mean? Like that's they're not treating him as a world champ. So why do I look at him as on Roman's level? You know, and it's crazy because he should be. If I was him, one of my promos would be, I'm one of the last people to beat Roman during this title run. I should be the main event over him because he hasn't beaten me. But they're not doing that, unfortunately. Yeah. Speaking of people getting beat,
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury. Let's talk on that for a second. Tyson Fury lost that fight.
No, swear.
Tyson Fury lost that fight. He lost that fight, bro. I will stand. He lost that fight.
10 toes down. The refs are blind.
10 toes down.
I mean, not the refs. Whoever counted the votes, whoever got that fight rigged. Well, I'm gonna say that fight was rigged. Okay,
that fight was rigged. And Ngannou even said he wants a rematch.
Oh, for sure. He got to get that back.
I'm sorry, bro. Me personally, I don't see how
the Gypsy
any judge could have watched the same fight we watched and gave Tyson Fury that fight. Like exhibition or not, I don't care about none of that.
Swear.
There was no business for that. But now Ngannou's opened the floodgates. There has always been an attempt by MMA to cross over into boxing or boxing to cross over into MMA, and Ngannou has done it successfully now. I won't be surprised to see more big name guys come in to try to box. Like, Conor
McGregor said he won the fight.
No.
I want to see McGregor versus Logan.
Logan who?
Paul. You know what? I want to see him versus Jake. No, I want to see him versus Jake. I'm not gonna say Logan. I'm gonna say Jake. Let's go. If you wanna fight a fighter, go fight Conor McGregor.
Okay.
Look.
Hey, because that would be probably the highest grossing fight that
big fact. That's gonna be the biggest gate ever, possibly, because of the promotion. But go ahead, Black.
A lot of people not okay. So with Ngannou situation, yeah, I feel like he won the fight, but they wasn't going to let him win the fight because Fury has a heavyweight championship match.
He wasn't going to win that.
You know what I'm saying, against UC. Also, they not giving Mike Tyson his props.
He trained Ngannou. It's scary how good Ngannou looked coming from Mike Tyson.
Because listen to him.
Mike Tyson was in his corner?
No, Mike Tyson trained him.
Okay,
for the fight.
Y'all know I don't know much about boxing. So.
Oh yeah, no. Mike Tyson trained Ngannou for this fight. That's why he was able to do what he was able to do.
That knockdown, look.
That knockdown came. Look, that knockdown came
out of that Customato came out of
that Customato.
Look, the Gypsy King was about to be out for the count.
He was about to be. He was about to get relegated to a prince. I'm telling you.
Look.
But a lot of his peers said it was an embarrassment to boxing.
It was.
Oh, it was.
You're the first lineal world heavyweight champ in 20 plus years, and you got beat by an MMA
crossover.
What's a lineal champion?
He's every recognized world champ in the heavyweight division. Yeah. Every recognized. So WBO, WBA, IBF, like he's every. You said what?
I said technically undisputed.
Like Roman.
Yeah, technically.
That's news.
What the fuck?
Seriously?
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
I'm sick of this.
The man had a whole storm.
I'm sick of this. Like, come on, man.
Y'all can do it too.
No, we can't. You shut up.
Do it again.
He said, "You shut up." I'm not even gonna do it.
Boy, get out. Bye. Get out.
Exactly.
Get out. No. Get out. Get out. Stay out. Everybody get out. Everybody go home. But no, seriously though, it really was. He had no business losing that like that. Like he had no business losing.
Yeah.
I got this.
You let me worry about me. I'm me.
I got this.
I'm me. You let me worry about my face. You fix you over there. Yeah. You go back over there.
You stay over there.
You stay over there.
YouTube or anything.
You worry about you getting back there way. I got this. I can go here.
You stay down there, boy.
They petty because
you stay down there.
Coming soon, the official Beyond the Bell podcast.
No, we're not talking about that. We talking about the beef between y'all two.
I can't see. I don't understand.
Like Dr. What's his name from Drumline?
Dr. Lee.
Big Brother Iron Man, sir.
No. Orlando. Orlando.
Oh yeah, Dr. Lee.
Dr. Lee. Like Dr. Lee said, I don't know what the beef is between you two, but
you better grill it up and eat it. I'm sorry, but I felt like he was a dad at that point. I was like, yes, sir.
First of all, grilling up to eat it. Why do I like?
Drumline is a classic. Drumline too.
Yeah, because he said it was beef. Like that's an appropriate.
Like he was trying to throw the dad joke in there. I was like,
yeah. I thought it was great. I thought it was great.
Can I tell you something real quick? Y'all,
I thought it was great.
Bree had got me good today, right? So she said, "Babe, come to the toilet. The toilet's overflowing. There's water running out the toilet." She literally had Crocs leaning out of the bathroom with water bottles in the Crocs, running from the toilet. I said, "Bro, what?" Like what?
Did you put her out the house for a couple minutes?
Nah, she got me good. I ain't gonna lie, she got me good. That thing was funny. I said, really?
Judgment Day attacked Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And tore that ankle up. And I'm upset because I thought he was going to be off the show for the rest of the night.
He was not.
Like, I was like, well, there's no reason for Cody to come back. And then Cody does
y'all know Cody.
The walk.
That
little angry walk right here.
He did the Willis Reed.
He did. That little angry walk kills me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Yeah. With the ankle.
All us we ain't got that kind of space.
With the ankle. That's what was trippy about it. He did it with the ankle. Like, come on, bro.
You just got your naked foots out here.
But shout out to main event Jey Uso for main eventing again.
Another one.
NXT was. Oh, I'm sorry. Since before we go to NXT, shout out to the Creeds for showing up on Monday Night Raw to answer that open challenge.
Open challenge.
For the audio listeners only, this mother lover here just has special effects that we can't stand because we can't.
Mother lover.
So basically, we hate him because we ain't him.
Yeah,
hate me because
something like that
makes you want to cry.
No, it don't make me want to cry. Put your fingers down.
That's how I felt outside, bro. It was 30. It was 20. It got down to 26 degrees this morning here.
Oh, wait. Hold on. My sister told me something the other day. She said it was brick outside. Apparently that means cold.
Yeah.
We just
heard that before.
That. Yeah, we like. Did you not hear
Brick
us
City
say
out here
outside?
It's Brick City out here. I've heard that. Yeah.
Look, that's what the Boston Celtics do too. They brick.
Shout out to Crystal. She told me it was brick outdoor.
Okay. Back to what we was discussing. The Creeds answered the open challenge and looked phenomenal on Monday Night Raw. I don't know if this is the call up because they had a match the following night as well. I hope so. I hope they split the belt soon because the Creeds are one of those generational tag teams that will allow you to.
But are they going to put it on the first? Oh, shout out to Jason Jordan too for producing that match.
And that's why I was going to say that. That's what they did with American Alpha. They put them straps on American Alpha quick.
True.
Yeah. You know
what brand? You put them on Raw, or are you going to put them on SmackDown?
They're SmackDown talents. I think they're wrestler. So that's the thing. Raw is the show, and SmackDown's the wrestling to me. Other than Chad Gable, of course. I think SmackDown has always been that place where you put the guys who are better in ring and still developing character. Mm-hmm. That's where you go, and then you get called up to Raw. But I've always preferred SmackDown myself,
right?
Just because I've always preferred the in ring. You know, the SmackDown 7 was a real era. Like, and I always say 7.
Killing us too.
That 3 hours is tough. I say SmackDown 7 because I always put Brock with them because Brock was having fire matches during that time. Curtin Brock, Big Show and Brock. Brock was going crazy with John Cena, young John Cena at the time. Brock was going crazy with A-Train, Benoit. Boy, he hit Brock. He put a Brock lock on Benoit and sat on him, and I was just like, face Brock doesn't get face Ruthless Aggression era WWE champion Brock don't get enough love either though, because that Brock was that guy.
Yeah,
that's when he won it from Kurt.
Oh yeah. After that run, that Brock was that guy, and even a little before that too. But that Brock was legit. I'm not worried for Ivy Nile, but I don't know where she fits. If they get called up, I don't see her in the women's division like that. If she doesn't get called up, I don't know if they'll put the NXT Women's Championship on her either. Like I don't know what you do. She's kind of like Carmella in a sense when Enzo and Cass got called up and then they left Carmella down there so she could develop her character and then they called her up later.
If they do that with Ivy, that'll work.
I think it could, but because of her stature.
If they interjected her now.
It's
like,
because of her.
I don't see where she fits.
Yeah, like her stature makes it unbelievable that she's gonna beat a Charlotte Flair or a Bianca Belair or Jay. Like how just how she's presented. Now, if you do,
Ivan was my boo thing, but you're right. I don't see where
now, if you present her as this little pit bull, if you give her the NXT Shayna Baszler run where she's just out wrestling and cranking on everybody, then maybe. But I got to see what they do with her. But I think the Creeds have a bright future.
They don't have her fighting too many people anyway.
They already don't. So that's the crazy thing.
She just become the next generation of ballet. That's just strong.
Just strong.
Like what
the Creeds had Creeds had a good. If this is a farewell match, Creeds had a good farewell match on NXT. Who won the women's tag title match? I missed that.
Oh, the champs.
The champs won. Was it? And I heard Isla Dawn and them came back.
Yeah, they was all over that show. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
They basically pushed Shotzi and the other one out the way.
Scarlett. Oh, and they took over. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that main event went in.
It went in hard.
They did.
Melo and Ilya. This was one of those career-defining Melo matches where I'm gonna show y'all I can go.
Right.
And I'm gonna take punches because that's the thing. He hasn't really, even during the Braun matches, he didn't really get beat up the way he got beat up last Tuesday night.
Because they were so uncomfortable together, man.
Yeah, they don't have it. But Ilya and Carmelo,
they have it.
Yeah, that chemistry is real. But that's the question, though. I don't think we haven't seen Ilya have. He's on that Matt Riddle run where he
hasn't had a bad
match.
He hasn't, bro. Wait till you get to the main roster, boy. He's gonna have a lot.
I'm scared for him on the main roster, and the only reason I say that
way,
in a bad way. Well, in a good way that could be bad. I just don't want him to be relegated to that Intercontinental champ. That's your ceiling guy.
Nah, he's main level talent.
He's a main level talent.
He got that look. The suit game.
The suit game is real, and them contacts. Ilya Dragunov.
Full beard or either the goatee.
But see, that's the thing. I need some facial hair back on him.
No, he got
to go. But now I'm talking about like how he was when he was before a full joint. Because he looks a little more menacing with the full. Yeah. Like when he shaved it, I was like, I don't want babyface Ilya. He
got size on him too. He got size on him, and
he got some size on him. He's the only guy I know that wrestles. He's the only guy I know that don't wrestle with knee pads, and it don't bother me.
Right, and his in-ring music is good. His lead up is
he
good.
He has a singable theme song.
He does, and he has the.
He got no words to the theme song.
But that you don't need it. You know the fans will be.
Yep. And then he get up there and start doing this, and all the fans like this.
Yep. Oh yeah, because I can see the fans. I can see the fans doing this.
They doing,
but I just don't want him to be relegated to that good hand,
high mid card.
That's my fear for him. I don't want that to be his ceiling.
Or being like the Dolph Ziggler, like you're so good. You're so good. Well, Dolph Ziggler was an amazing seller, but you're so good that they put you.
I could see the parallels there. I think for blessing's sake, and luckily,
trips
NXT has been around so long that Ilya's able to tune his body to the style. Because unfortunately, that's what derailed Dolph was the injuries,
right?
And especially at the wrong time. Like that's just it's the same case. Is Dolph Derrick Rose?
No.
Yeah, I'll say yeah.
Well, no.
Why no? Why? Because I'm gonna see why y'all say no before I.
Why he's not a Derrick Rose?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he won a championship.
D Rose won an MVP.
But he won a championship though.
But
he won a secondary championship. He didn't win the championship.
But it's a champion.
It is. But he lost. But why'd he lose it?
Because of injury.
Let's be honest. That Bulls team was the world heavyweight title. That Bulls team was gonna win a ring. They were gonna get one.
Yeah. They were
gonna, but injuries are what derailed his ascent, and that's why I equated him to Dolph, because even though he won the World Heavyweight Championship, it's cool. Like he didn't win it when it was the Batista belt or the Undertaker belt. He won it after Alberto Del Rio had it.
But how he won it though?
Exactly.
That was like one of the greatest.
You said that's the greatest cash in of all time.
WrestleMania moment.
Of all time.
Is it?
I would say it's behind Seth.
I got it behind Seth. I think I got it behind Seth.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I think I got it behind Seth.
I said one of the greatest.
One of the greatest. Now I'll say this. Now I will say this. I do think it had the best pop.
Oh yeah,
out of all Money in the Bank cash. It
had the best pop. Look, that thing was.
But they were looking for it too, though. When he got injured, they were looking for it after what Miz did. Because remember, that's how Miz did. Miz cashed in on Orton after the ankle, which was hilarious because it was the same injury.
We didn't see it.
But they were looking for it, and that was also, didn't Dolph cash in on a night after Mania?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, okay, so that, you know what I mean? That's why that was such a big. But I think he has number 2. I definitely think he has number 2.
Yeah.
Do you think that was one of the last after Manias that were like?
It's one of.
That was not really good.
It's one of. I think the last one that was really good was the one Lashley came back at.
Oh,
like 2016, 17. Yeah. I think that was the last great Raw after WrestleMania.
Hopefully
this year.
Oh, look, fingers crossed, because Vince screwed us last year.
He did.
Vince really screwed us
tremendously.
Look, I don't know.
Matt Riddle being the return was just like
what? Like what?
What? Like, I the best thing about that night was the whole Brock. Because I was like, bro, we really about to get Cody and Brock.
No, understand something. No, understand something, bro. That tag team match should have happened, and then Brock could have turned on him. Yeah. That match should have happened though. Brock and Cody versus Roman and Solo.
That would have been so lit. But then once it started getting close to the time, I was like,
wait, how are they gonna pull this off?
What are they gonna do with this? I said they're only gonna have like 5-10 minutes to wrestle.
Red Rum Cody.
The official Beyond the Bell podcast. What is it called?
Tumblr. The Kodiak Tumbler. Keep your drinks warm. Keep your drinks cool. Drink from Beyond the Bell.
While listening to Beyond the Bell podcast.
Label out always. I do hate that tag match never happened, but that also goes to show.
Stop it.
That also goes to show people who complained about Cody's direction, and then we got what we got at SummerSlam with him and Brock.
We got like 3 matches out of them, didn't we?
We got 3 matches out of them,
and then Brock, and
then we got the hand raise and the handshake
that nobody expected.
Solidified them.
That solidified it. That was it. Like that was the I am who I am, and I stand by this guy. Oh, okay.
Like John said, Brock gonna tell you he a straight shooter. Brock gonna tell you if he like you, if he work with you, he with you. Oh, he'll let you know. And if he don't,
he'll let you know.
He'll let you know. And like showing that, I think when we were on the Zoom, all of us was kind of like, did he really just do that?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It definitely was a surprise.
Yeah,
I think. What Cody said that wasn't like he didn't know that was about.
No, he didn't know that was gonna happen. He said he didn't know that was gonna happen for real.
Yeet.
Shout out to the San Antonio Spurs. Victor Wembanyama coming back with the comeback win against the Suns, and right now currently we're in the third quarter with 8 minutes and 57 seconds left, and the Spurs are up 82-63 on the Phoenix Suns with KD and Booker playing. Whew. Wembanyama is 8 for 15 with 20 points, 6 boards, and 2 assists right now.
84-63 now.
84-63.
Shout out to Spurs. That's my dad's favorite team, the heathen ass daddy of the Beyond Bell podcast.
All right, so I gotta say, I'm gonna take it away real quick. If you got Netflix, go ahead and start canceling your plans. We're getting another subscription price.
Another price increase.
$23. I'm not
gonna cancel Netflix. I'm gonna cancel some other stuff to keep Netflix because I'm sorry, but they've been dropping heat. If you have not watched The Fall of the House of Usher, watch it. Great suspense / horror / drama that they came out with.
But I mean, like, bro, $23 for the premium.
Painkillers. Phenomenal.
Painkillers was amazing.
Painkillers was amazing.
Oh my god!
All right, I'm gonna watch that. We was talking
no, I promise you, you will not be disappointed.
Painkillers was I mean, it was chef's kiss.
Like
I don't know how to say her name. I still don't know how to say her name, but I just call it the chick from Orange Is the New Black. She deserves She deserves at least an Emmy from it, if not an Oscar.
You talking about Black Girl?
It pissed me off.
Okay.
It made me.
She was in I just watched National Champions.
How was it? I haven't seen it yet.
The only thing is that I don't know. Like, I was waiting for them to be like, in 2019, this blah 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 blah. Like, they didn't do that.
Like how you get at the end of the movie.
Oh, so they do it. So they do it on Painkillers.
They definitely do it on Painkillers.
The rest of the movie was A+.
Okay, all right,
baby.
All right.
I was just waiting for like when they was at the hotel, him and the white dude, and it was just like he was like, no, keep the game on. I was waiting for. And then he turned into.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay,
yeah, but they didn't.
So wait, is that based on a true story? Is that anything?
I don't know. So you know what I'm saying? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Like, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy though. Trigger, because I actually remember the Oxycontin plush.
Bro, yes, bro.
Like, I actually remember it. So it's wild not knowing that that's what the government was pushing and how they were doing it. Like, I remember those little plush dolls, and I was like,
you was like, bro, look, you see them all up in the RX stores, and
and then they had like one on a raccoon, and it was a sweater. I remember these things, and now it just was like, wow, that's what the agenda was.
Me all for her. I was in here like, but no, they didn't. No, they didn't.
But yeah, no, I agree with the price hike cancellation. But Netflix, I'm not getting rid of Netflix. I'll get rid of everything else, but I'm not getting rid just because they dropped so much content, and I love Netflix, and I go back and rewatch a lot of stuff. Like I'm about to rewatch Suits for like the 6th or the 7th time. I know you felt that.
I didn't watch that.
Yes, you do.
Yes,
understand
you do.
something.
I love lawyer shows.
You need to watch Ball.
Understand something. If you like lawyer shows, you were gonna fall in love with Harvey Specter. Harvey Specter is he's the man.
Did you watch
not the man
Legal or The Practice?
Oh, I love Boston Legal. That was my show.
Boston Legal
was my show. Yeah. Nah, I loved Boston Legal. Wait, so T,
like Suits?
Better, more up to date.
Okay.
But it also it's a little more
edgy.
So Boston Legal was a little more edgy. Well, so it's weird because you have to look at the eras. You also have to look at the era. So Suits was. There's more detail in Suits, I'll say that. And the lawyer, the talk, the precedent, that stuff, it's the legal jargon and all that. It's better in Suits. Because with Boston Legal, sometimes they would get to the end and they would get the settlement, and you don't know how they got there. They just got there. Suits is
that's because Alan Shore was just
the
fish out of that. He'd be like, and I had a guitar over here, and that's how my client's not guilty.
No, Harvey Specter skips B and C and gets to D, but you still see the B and C.
Right.
Because Mike Ross. But I'm not gonna spoil it. Just understand something. If you want a great lawyer show, Suits.
No, I'm gonna start it tomorrow because
my guy. Oh my gosh! Listen, you're gonna finish season 1 tomorrow.
Bro, don't get him to start Suits first. We need him to start Painkillers first, then Suits.
No, he gotta watch Suits. He gotta watch Suits.
He'll get through Painkillers first, dog.
I know he will, but I want him. But he loves lawyer stuff. So I want him on a high, because I want him on a high before he watches Painkillers, so he can feel how we felt at the end.
Oh, okay.
But it could be reversed too, because even after the end, he go in the Suit, and guess what? You get
because that'll bring him back up. No. I want him.
You want him at his lowest, bro? Come on.
Not at his lowest, but I want him up here so that when we get the Painkillers and when he gets to the end, he's like
whining it out.
I tell you,
where's the justice?
Where?
That broke me down to my damn brake pads.
Anybody watch NYPD Blue?
Yes, loved NYPD Blue. Black, were you? So wait, Black. Black. Question: did you watch any sitcom? I know you're a sports guy. Were you a sitcom fan of anything really?
I'll be right back.
Like Friends?
Yeah.
Well, okay, what'd you like?
I mean, like back in the day.
Yeah, back in like New. I know you were probably a New York Undercover fan.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Yeah, I know. That's a classic. You know what? So
Miami Vice?
Who?
Miami Vice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miami Vice was that. Miami Vice was that
Miami
show.
Vice.
So I watched Living Single on an edible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna just say this. I didn't realize how incredible the writing was for Living Single.
Yes, bro.
Like, I knew it was a better show than Friends. I knew it was a great show. I know it's an all-time great classic Black show. But the writing and it was and oh my God. I was in the bed.
Single. Ooh, and
so I'll say this.
Keep your head up.
What? Keep your head up. That's right. Whenever this life gets up, you gotta listen. I didn't realize how. What's the word I'm looking for?
Intricate.
Not just intricate, but the way the writing followed and was precise episode after episode. Like, it might not even be the same story arc, but what happened last week was mentioned in this episode, or you could see Regine and them beefing from something that happened in the previous episode, like coming back together. Like, it was congruent all the way through. Like, they had little pieces and little tidbits from, like, if they were beefing 3 episodes ago, she was acting a specific way this episode, and then they went back and re-talked about what happened, and then they came back together. But it happened how it happened in real life. You don't always get over what you and your friends are going through the next day. Sometimes it takes some time, and then you get back to where y'all at. So it was like, it was good. It's good to watch and observe how classic that show was. But what else did you watch, Black?
So.
I know were you a Martin fan?
I mean, I watched Martin. I watched, like I said, Living Single, Martin.
Jamie
of course,
Foxx.
I watched My Different Worlds.
Of course.
Yeah.
Cosby Show, all that. But I was a big Family Ties fan. That's how
really?
I watched that on Netflix. Yep.
I was a big Family Ties fan.
Okay, wait. So, question. I know you probably didn't watch Saved by the Bell.
I did.
You did. Did you watch the show that was before it?
Saved by the Bell?
Yeah. Yeah, Miss Bliss or something like that. Like, what was the name of it?
Yeah.
What was the name too?
It was Good Morning Miss Bliss, but
Good Morning Miss Bliss. Did you watch the show that? Okay, that's why I was going. So, question: were you a Family Matters fan?
Answer.
Yeah.
Did you watch the show that was spun off of?
The
Brady Bunch.
No, because they had the mom.
It wasn't Maud. No, that was Good Time.
No, the mom was in that show.
Harriet was on that show. It was a spin-off of Perfect Strangers.
Yeah, I watched it.
I know
watched that too.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. T. All right, too. Well, and I'm only asking that because, like, I know generationally later in life, like where we at now, reality TV and all this other stuff is taking over, and it's just kind of hard to watch stuff that actually has meat on the bone.
I hate loving hip hop.
I hate all
Housewives of Atlanta. I
hate all them shows. I
ain't gonna lie. Now, what's the show?
I do know. Getting back to wrestling real quick. I do know I rock with Ms. and Mrs. though. I rock with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Margo is
Cody and Brandy first. It was alright.
I didn't watch it because I'm not a Brandy fan. I'm not a Brandy fan. I'm just not a Brandy fan, if that makes sense. Like, I don't dislike her.
After that,
you a black belt? Well, I'm a black.
I'm like, what?
I showed Shanda that promo, and she was like, "But you like wrestling?" I was like, "Dang, never mind. Wow. Like little stuff like that will make people be like, y'all watch
was in the chat like, wait a minute, what?
They're just like, black women really wouldn't say that.
They wouldn't really say that, bro.
Well, I don't know.
Now later on,
I ain't gonna lie, they do be calling like when they be at the club.
Like, hey, B. 93-75. Okay, the Spurs might really take this.
Where's that on it?
They might take it into
that is on.
Any Psych fans?
Psych.
I loved Psych.
Yeah, I, like
I did love Psych.
100.
Psych
Right
was
here.
great. That's on NBA TV 211.
I ain't got it.
Okay. I love Psych. I loved Graceland on USA. Graceland was a great show. I hate that it ended as early as it did, but that was one of those after Raw shows. Raw was the lead in.
It was a show that used to come on at like when ECW used to be on Sci-Fi. It was a game show on. I can't remember.
Game show.
It was like it's like they put you in this
I thought you talking about MXC.
I can't remember. It's like it was a game show. They put you in this like arena and the people had to catch you or something. It was like a time event. If they caught you, you wouldn't win the money or something like that. I can't remember. Huh?
Was it Battle Dome?
Battle Dome.
I don't remember, bro. It came on right
so
after.
When you said ECW and Sci-Fi, you said on Sci-Fi, so I don't know what it was. I was thinking of ECW on Spike TV. Because I know on TNN and on Spike, Roller Jam was my joint. I used to rock with Roller Jam heavy. That was a good lead in.
Yeah.
Slam Ball was my joint. I used to rock with Slam Ball heavy
back
in the day.
Trampoline.
Yeah, back in the day because they just brought it back this past season. It was okay, but it was hard to get.
Spike TV had some real bombs.
MXC was my joint. Yeah. The obstacle course show, the Japanese one. Oh man, that was my show, bro.
American Ninja Warrior used to be great. American Ninja Warrior used to be great.
You said what too?
Joe's.
Oh, I love Pro. I always wanted to go on Pros versus Joe's till I tore my knee up. I tore my knee up the second season of the show, and I was like, I'll probably never be able to.
My dad used to be like that. He was like, Jerry Rice is old as hell. I could be. It's like, bro.
Okay, but you know what though, and that's a great topic to talk about. That's a great topic to talk about real quick. It's amazing how disrespectful fans are to how great the professional athlete is. Because, I know people, me being a boxing aficionado, like me being a former amateur boxer, Golden Gloves contender, I would never say I could go in and beat Floyd Mayweather. But I know people who say in the street, I will pick him up. Sir, do you realize who all this man has beat, how he has beat them, and what he is capable of?
Swear.
I know people who be like, man, I know people who will say they would have beat AI in one-on-one, and then Raymond Felton comes to town, and Raymond Felton busts their ass on the court.
Shout out to Raymond Felton, dog.
Shout out to Raymond Felton, Carolina boy.
Jam when he was with the Bobcats.
Yeah. Shout out to Hakeem Nicks, my former teammate. He definitely gave us a follow. Shout out. Hey. It's crazy that fans will say, because I remember I watched the Brian Scalabrine video where he just murdered a pickup dude. And he's like, I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me. And I was like, damn. Yeah. But it's the truth. Like the worst person on an NBA bench is the best person at any park in the country.
Kwame Brown.
Exactly. That's what
Kwame Brown would bust all. If we played Kwame Brown 4-on-1, he would beat us.
I swear.
Yeah,
that, but it's crazy how fans be like, man, I could have made it to the league.
Brandon Knight would have whooped us.
Yeah, and that's saying something.
That's what I was saying. It's like without the extra details. I was thinking about it one night. It was like the worst player in the NBA is the worst of the best.
Of the best.
We are the best of the worst.
Yeah.
He made it.
He made it.
And it goes
now. We gotta talk about G League. We ain't even talking about G League either.
We ain't talking. G League cats will come out here and bust right now.
G League will bust a couple of NBA players' rumps.
Yeah, damn.
It goes back to something we was talking about online. And I don't mean to make a whole conversation out of it, but it's just like you get paid $65 million to dribble a basketball. If it was that easy, how come we can't do it?
It's not easy. It's not easy at all.
All of us can dribble a basketball, but we can't.
Know what I'm saying? We just explained why they make $65 million to dribble
because they're the best. Don't get me wrong. Do I feel like athletes are overpaid? Yes, I do. I do feel like athletes are overpaid. I do feel like that.
But that's their job.
Yeah. But how many people can say that they're great at a sport that can change the lineage of not only a organization but their family? Because like I said, there will never be another Michael Jordan. There will never be another Kobe Bryant. There will never be another LeBron James. Like they make
never
it so
be another
hard.
Magic Johnson,
Magic
never be another
Johnson,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Bill Russell,
Larry Bird. Don't stop this
Hakeem,
name.
Larry Bird,
Yeah.
Shaq.
Kevin McHale, Shaq.
Exactly.
There'll never be another Tim Duncan.
Peja Stojakovic.
I mean, you know what? Peja was an all-time great shooter.
He was though. He was.
He was an all-time in the 2000s. Peja was an all-time great. He was deadly.
No,
he was one of the cats you don't leave open. Great defender, great. But you know what? You know what I hate. You know what I hate hearing.
Money a couple times. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what I hate hearing. I hate hearing. Oh, he's a great two-way player. You're making $60 million. You should be playing offense and defense.
Everyone should be a two-way player.
Like everybody in the league should be a two-way player. Like that's what pisses me off.
But that's not James Harden though.
That ain't James Harden.
I've inherited a lot of things from my dad, but the one thing I hate is missed free throws. My dad was just like, "No one's guarding you. How are you bad at this?"
Yeah, I don't understand.
No,
because Ron, because let's be honest,
are a science, just like the jump
shot.
shot.
Ron, you played high school ball.
If there's a
science. You remember those days of I need 15 or 20 makes before practice is over,
bro. But everybody ain't look. It don't matter how much shoot repetition. Shaq ain't never got it down.
But Shaq also, but to be fair though, Shaq also had a broken wrist that never healed properly. That's what stopped him from. So that's why he was never able to follow.
Dwight Howard then.
You know what though? You know what?
Great form.
He did, but he didn't. Like he had the release and the follow through, but it was just so like. But also to be fair, those guys weren't paying for shooting coaches. Like they were spending their money on hookers. You know what I mean? That's one of those.
Shooter. Shout out to Lethal Shooter. You know.
Shout out to the Lethal Shooter who's made a career off of changing guys' form and creating shooters. Like if I'm Ben Simmons, Lethal Shooter becomes a millionaire because of me. If I'm Ben Simmons, because because like Kobe said, and Kobe said it in 2017, he's got to get a jump shot or he's not gonna go far. There's one person on the planet who can help you do this. And you're not reaching out to him, like it don't make sense.
Well, look. Did Kobe's analyzation come true? Is he something? Does he have a jump shot now?
No.
Where is he at? On the back of somebody's bench?
Yeah, he's in Brooklyn. I mean, he's playing, but he's also only shooting the ball 3 or 4 times a game, and they're layups or dunks. Like at this point in his career. He should be someone we're talking about in MVP contention for the skills that he has.
He was supposed to.
He was a winner. Ben Simmons was a winner, but he, But speaking of winners, though, Ilya Dragunov won against Carmelo Hayes in a phenomenal main event. Trick Williams comes out and distracts Carmelo when Melo's about to hit the nothing but net.
On the next episode.
And then they hit us with the find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Like that's what they hit us with because Trick comes out, Melo gets hit with the boom. He gets hit with that, and then he gets the 1, 2, 3, and then Trick gets in the ring, picks him up, and looks at him. But before that happens, what's my man's name on the announce team? Vic Joseph is like, Carmelo Hayes looks like he's seen a ghost. Why are you alluding to the fact that Melo might be a potential suspect? Like, you shouldn't be doing that.
He Bobby Heenan.
Yeah. He Bobby Heenan it. But which side is he on?
There is no side because he already contested that his side was justice for Trick.
Well, no, I'm talking about but like even with Hogan though, like when Hogan came out for the third man joint, Bobby Heenan was there, and Tony Schiavone was like, "It's Hulk Hogan," and Bobby Heenan was like, "But which side is he on?" Why would you allude to something that's going to be coming? Like, why would you, as an announcer, you're no longer suspending disbelief. You're creating the idea that, well, if that's the story, that's probably what they're going with. Now, if I wasn't looking at Melo as a suspect because Vic Joseph said that, now Melo's a suspect to me, and now I'm no longer surprised if Melo is who attacked Trick Williams.
Right.
Like, there's certain things.
That's one of the Booker moments where he just said,
yeah, Book should have just been like, what are you doing? Like, no, don't.
What are you doing?
Like, what are you doing? And I know Shawn Michaels probably got on him because it's like, why are you bringing attention to what's going on in the story as an announcer? You're not you're not the play-by-play, you're the color commentator. You're supposed to be the one to help us gravitate to the story. You're supposed to be like, Trick Williams is out here to help Melo. Oh no, it was a distraction in Melo, blah blah blah.
Wait a minute.
But
what do we got here?
What's going on? That's fine, but for you
And
to
then
say that, now I'm looking at it, and everybody is saying from the beginning, people have said it was Melo.
It threw it off to then it went. The camera cuts to Baron Corbin and Ilya, which then it didn't even make it more complete because I'm like, bro, I'm focused on what's going on in the ring. Like, what's going on with Trick and Melo?
So now I'm focused more on what's up with Trick and Melo versus what's going on with Ilya and Melo. And then y'all cut to
split it down the middle.
And then y'all cut to Baron Corbin jumping Ilya after. Like,
yeah,
that was a WCW-esque cliffhanger. Whatever, we'll see what happens next week. But I know one thing. I know Tony Khan better not create no more announcements, and I'm saying that, and I'm bringing that up because
hold on, hey,
I'm bringing that up because we're gonna introduce a brand new segment.
Mr. Black, it's your turn to step right up.
Well, I want to welcome everyone to the first You Got to Do Better portion of this episode. And the first person on this list, I must say, if I would have did this a while back, he probably would have been the first person on this list as well. The one and only Tony Khan. And the reason why he's on this list is because you in these announcements, sir, back to the You Got to Do Better portion of this episode. Tony Khan, you're number one. And the reason why you're number one on this list, sir, is because of the simple fact you keep coming with these announcements that have no substance whatsoever. You're talking about a pay-per-view that's going to occur a whole year from now, which, me personally, I care less about. I'd rather for you to focus on your shows, to focus on your attendance, and how to make AEW better. Also, I've said this on previous episodes. Quit being a fanboy. Be a businessman and do your job. The second person on this list is none other than the person that made the list, Chris Jericho. Yes, sir. Welcome to the You Got to Do Better portion of this show. The reason why I have you on here is number two, sir, is because your mystery opponent is someone we don't care about. Paul White. So what? Care less. The third person on this list is Paul White. Why are you even here? You can't even walk. You threw a fist and you didn't even pivot. I don't know what's happening, but I don't need you in AEW. Stay with what you was doing behind the scenes or going to other independent wrestling shows and trying to give away free tickets. Hey, you did a good job there. And last but not least, my main man, Mr. 211. Yes, I put my main man on the list. Why? Because he's never seen Christmas Story. How could you? That's blasphemous. So I suggest your homework will be, sir, to watch A Christmas Story. And don't watch it now. I want you to wait until the marathon comes. And then you watch. And you continue to watch. Just like when Method Man used to say, I'm going to feed you and feed you and feed you. I need you to watch it. Watch it and watch it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for You Got to Do Better. I'm out.
That's crazy. That man went completely in. He disregarded human life. That man said, I got the triggers because I got the cannon in the triggers and I'm going, bow, 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 bow.
I didn't think you was going to put me in the street like that.
I did.
He did you dirty. He did you dirty.
That segment was brought to you by the official Beyond the Bell Tumblr. Beyond the Bell podcast.
It wasn't brought to you by the official Tumblr. It was brought to you by Blackout, the historian, Jones, the 211 killer.
But it was sponsored by the official Beyond the Bell Tumblr.
Well, it was sponsored, but not brought to you by, because the segment was brought to you by the man. That's not the other man. That is the man of the other man.
But have you never seen the advertisements?
Other black man to that black man.
Have you never seen the advertisements where they say this was brought to you by, and
but,
then they list the sponsors?
But let's look at it again. If we want to do our homework, it says the segment. If you look at the bottom of the segment, it says what?
It does. It says brought.
Like, comment, and share.
But it shouldn't be brought to you by Blackout Jones, because Blackout Jones is what's being brought to you. So,
but the segment is being brought to you.
Yeah, exactly. But when you bring the segment, the segment is presented to you by the sponsors are what brings the segment to you. It's like when I say we'll be right back after these messages from our segment. The official Beyond the official Beyond the Bell Tumblr.
That's the problem. No, that's the problem with society. Y'all put what the sponsor said, but what the man said is least important, huh?
No, what he said is actually really important. That's why it was sponsored, so that he could said it.
I just want to offer
didn't bring that to you. Blackout Jones brought that
small rebuttal to my man Blackout Jones.
Yes,
I will watch the movie.
But
it's not really a but. It's like a if, because I know how you hate Mariah Carey. All I Want for Christmas.
All right.
What about that book?
I'm not going to ask you to listen to that song.
She's being sued for it anyway.
However, there is a version of that song that I love. It's done
by who?
A man named Dave Barnes.
No.
Listen to it, bro.
Be quiet. Let my man talk.
Listen to it.
No.
Like, y'all know I don't put my singing prowess out there. You know what I'm saying?
Me
but
either.
I love that version of that song. Just give it one listen. I'm gonna watch the movie. One time out of that 24 hours or whatever it is that they do. Just listen to that jam. Dave Barnes, All I Want for Christmas. It's a cover. I love it. I didn't want to laugh.
Wait, no, yeah.
I'm saying.
Okay, so you know what? I'll do this because I'm actually the one that hates that song. I'm actually the person that.
Listen to Dave Barnes. Isn't it Dave Barnes?
So I will say this. We'll do it on the same day. You watch the All Out. You want the. Once again, this segment is brought to you what's in. This segment is brought to you what's in the official Beyond the Bell podcast Tumblr. I'm not gonna tell y'all what. Just know.
Sir, that's against policy.
What's against policy?
The policy that you writ.
Well, what policy did I writ?
What?
That I wrote.
You wrote? That's all right. Well, there is a word in verbiage.
There is a writ, but you mean the policy that I wrote?
Look, my tongue got.
It got. Look, you had the Cody. So apparently I'm not allowed to make fun of Cody's lisp in the house. Like, she despises it. Like, she gets on me. Yeah, she hates it. She's like, that's not funny. But it's because she's a big Cody fan. She loves it. Yeah, I didn't realize how much she loved Cody till I actually got her to a show. And when they threw Cody's jacket in the crowd, she tried to reach and grab it. Like, she loves Cody.
Get that jump.
I'm sorry, he threw Seth's jacket in the crowd, and she tried to reach and get for it.
Cause sis, please look, I'm telling you, please don't fall over them seats.
There's a girl.
I'm telling you,
cause it's rap. Cause I'm a
laugh. But AEW had another Dynamite episode. We had a changing of the once again, don't make no sense. We had the Ring of Honor 6-man tag titles change hands. Didn't make sense. The Swerve interjection and having Hangman leave made sense. But the story of the Bucks being upset about the Elite reforming and then them not having each other back, even though Jericho and Omega are, tag teaming and they're teaming with Hangman. Like, that's not Like I no longer care about elite drama. It just doesn't do anything for me. So whatever. Adam Copeland has agreed to tag with Sting and Darby Allin versus Christian, the Dinosaur Boy, and the dude without a father.
And half
they don't do Nick Wayne like that, man.
The dude without a father.
Don't do Nick
Christian hitting on his mom.
Yeah. The son of Nick Wayne's mom. I don't care necessarily about the match. I don't like that they actually also had Adam Copeland. I keep wanting to say Edge. I don't like that they had Adam Copeland spear Christian on air. I think you should have saved any type of physical contact for the pay-per-view and the hot tag so that you could have got a face-off and then been like, is he going to fight back? And then he finally hits him. But, of course, that's storytelling 101, which we know AEW does not really read a lot of.
Well, then you had to put the blame on Adam Copeland. He should have known better.
He should have known better. He knew better. He knew better.
He shouldn't have never let his wallet come out of his pocket then, you know?
Yeah.
That was like, I seen brothers.
Christian is still a savage.
He's still a menace. Shout out to my guy Brian Cage for winning the 6-man tag belts because I love anything Brian Cage.
They should have never lost him anyway.
They should have never lost him anyway.
Yeah.
Baby.
MJF.
And Warlord.
I do love the story of MJF's past behavior coming back to haunt him.
Yeah.
He was such a for so long that nobody wanted to tag with him. So finally he had to just accept the Acclaim's help. I love that because that's storytelling. That's like, hey, you were a heel for so long, you didn't make any friends. You alienated everybody. So that was good. But the match was whatever.
Some internet stuff.
Yeah.
You know how Max Caster is with MJF.
Yeah, Matt Caster's upset. He's obsessed with MJF, so they were playing off of that.
MJF has the most over move set.
The kangaroo kick is over. Yeah. I do not care about the Acclaimed 6-man tag, the trios title run.
I don't either.
Like the Billy Gunn thing was cool for a feel good moment. But it should be over. They should have never lost those belts, really. But
who should have lost
what it is.
House of Black.
The House of Black should have never lost the belts. I said the belts.
The belts.
Yeah. They should have never lost the belts. Dynamite as a whole was just okay. We're gonna. I saved one thing in particular for the last segment of the night. Because it's still almost so unbelievable.
Look at that leg.
He can't walk.
Oh my God.
He can't walk. So we're gonna do the final segment, and then I'm gonna give y'all Carlito Cannon's final thought because I got a very good question this week for y'all as viewers and also as the pod, courtesy of our historian Blackout Jones. But LA Knight interrupted Roman Reigns' entrance on SmackDown. Might be one of the best moments of the last couple of months because of the announce job too. When Corey Graves said you don't pull on Superman's cape, like the way he sold how important this moment was, and the fact that LA Knight didn't even bother giving Roman a look when he walked past him and then going off during the contract signing. I just want to know where all y'all, they're not booking LA Knight right. They're not giving him no spotlight. They're doing it. Where are y'all at?
What?
Remember when I had told y'all, give it some time and let it breathe? Remember when I told y'all, let it play out and let's just see where they're taking us on this journey? I mean, it's not like we know what we're talking about, I guess. You know, y'all don't have to listen to us. We don't know nothing, I guess. Because he's more over now than ever. He's so over that when he loses that crown jewel, it's not gonna matter.
Nope.
This is gonna be his setback for his come up. When he loses that crown jewel, this is gonna start his Royal Rumble push. I guarantee you LA Knight has minimum 5 eliminations and ends up in the final 3. That's my bold proclamation.
You heard
I'm
it.
Cody Gunther and
I think Cody Gunther and LA Knight are your final three. That's my final three.
Iron Man times 2.
Times 2.
You said final three. Okay.
Final 3. I don't know, and the only reason I said final 3 is because I want to say Jay is going to be that fourth man, but I think with the Royal setup coming, I think they're going to have either Jimmy or Solo get him out a little early to set up that story. I'd love for him to be in the final 4 and then them come do it, but I just don't see them having Jimmy and Solo come out with Cody in the ring still too and only focusing on Jay.
Bobby in the final 4.
I would love for Montez to be in the final 4.
Bro,
we know that ain't happening right now.
This is not happening, but this is one of those rumbles where, one, we don't know who's gonna win, but 2, you can make a superstar out of it. Like somebody can come out of this rumble looking like a star for after Mania.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those years. You don't have these years very often because usually by now we know who's winning the rumble. So It's like there's no point in us even backing our, hitching our cart to any horse. But this is one of those years. LA Knight is so over that it's undeniable. Gunther is in line for at least beating Seth at Mania, if not going after Brock.
Mm.
And Cody is Cody. It's been a long time where I can say Cody is Cody, and everybody knows what I mean when I say that. So, but the final thought of the night. It's been a couple of weeks. My boy Blackout. Yeah, look, listen, this official Beyond the Bell podcast Tumblr got me. The final thought of the night brought to you by the official Beyond the Bell podcast Tumblr.
By Blackout Jones.
Nigga, this is my segment, stupid.
Hey, what's up with the?
Sorry, I apologize.
God, no.
Look, you were supposed to say by Carlito Candy, you gonna get Blackout my shine. Do you see how the light skins do you? This is why colorism is still a thing.
Don't even get me started because I'll probably get canceled for what I was about to say. No, don't put it on me. Nah,
yeah, put it on you. No, I'm gonna put it on you since you want to,
I'm not getting canceled today for what I was about to say, but keep on. Go ahead, brother.
But the final thought of the night, brought to you by the official Beyond the Bell podcast Tumblr, is whoa. Did you really? Wait a minute. Oh my! Listen here. Understand something. Yes, we heard that, and if we heard it, that means the listeners go here. Okay. So we gonna do that, and we just gonna go ahead and mute. We gonna mute Trigger Trey for the rest of the night.
You whispering like one of the
Oh my God!
That's my nutty professor laugh. Okay. Blackout don't say nothing.
Oh my God. Y'all, I apologize for the technical difficulties we're having in the current moment. The Carlito Cannon's final thought for the week, though, is another what if. Another what if scenario. I'm sorry. Trigger Trey got me all in a loop. The Dudley Boys, are they a WWE tag team, or are they an ECW tag team? And the reason for asking this and making this statement, I'm sorry, there we go. The reason for asking this and making this statement are the accolades. I apologize once again. Trigger Trey is over here being belligerent. and causing a distraction. High profile feuds, matches, moments. The Dudleys were held in much higher regard and reverence in WWE. Creating the TLC match, revolutionizing the table match, which was already a thing, but we saw them bring tables to WWE like Public Enemy tried to do, and actually utilize them in a manner where you're getting a crowd pop. Today you have fans still chanting, "We want tables." In which they use tables in ECW. They use the flaming tables, they use the double stack tables, but they were known for that regard. But bringing that to the main stage and having that be a mainstay, having that be a moment at WrestleMania in multiple times, the TLC matches, the TLC match today is still held in the regard that it is because of the contributions of the Dudleys bringing the tables. You know, we got the TLC match because they had the tables, the Hardys had the ladders, and Edge and Christian were like, well, what do we have? We need something, and they need the chairs. They got the chairs. But in ECW, when they were a team, I don't think there was anyone on their playing field. There was no one as a team on their level. You had the Eliminators, you had the Impact players, you had the random pairings like the Raven and Tommy Dreamer, who ended up being one of my all-time title switches of all time. When Tommy Dreamer was in a handicap match against the Dudleys and Raven left WCW, came back and came through the crowd, hit him with the DDT, they won the tag titles. But there was a lot of random pairings as well. You had the Pit Bulls, you had Public Enemy, you had trying to think who else. You had the Unholy Alliance, Mikey Whipwreck and Tajiri. You had so many tag teams, but none of them were the Dudleys in ECW. So my final thought for the week is, are the Dudleys ECW or WWE talents? And we're going to open up the forum back to the group and find out what everybody has to say about that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead, too. Go ahead, too. Start it off, too.
I'm going to say they're ECW guys.
Okay.
The reason behind that is because, you know, all the things you said about them being in ECW, but then when they got to WWE, they established themselves, you know what I'm saying, to the audience that didn't know them, myself included, because my dad didn't let me watch ECW.
Okay.
But when the split came, where did they go? They went back home. ECW.
Okay, so you're saying when the Alliance joined, they
right.
Okay.
They went back to that. They didn't stay on the ECW side, and so that's where I'm throwing my ring at.
Okay. Trigger, what you got, bro?
Don't say nothing crazy.
Just mainly like for the Dudley Boys, I think ECW was their home. ECW is where the birthplace of the Dudley Boys was. The creativity, the hardcore, menacing matches. WWE is where they brought those things, and they opened WWE up to that hardcore style a little bit more, especially with you having Jeff, Matt, and then Edge and Christian being able and willing to create and curate those matches with you. But I think you've seen a lot more of the homegrown Dudley Boys back in ECW. Plethora of matches. And some of the matches some of the character work was more gritty than it was in WWE. But I think they're more of ECW homegrown. Better. I wouldn't say. I don't want to disrespect their matches in WWE, but I'll say their matches were a little bit more grind, gritty, open to gore, open to a little bit more rated R-ish type match styles. So I'll say ECW on that one.
Historian, you know, we saved you for last because, you know, you are Mr. ECW. Dudleys, what you got for me, brother?
Homegrown talent.
Okay.
Homegrown talent. They raised the bar in the tag team division. Yeah, the teams that they went against, you know, y'all don't forget the gangsters. We can't leave the
Gangsters.
gangsters
Can't
out.
forget the gangsters. Absolutely.
You know, of course, you know, you had the swinging chair freaks, you know, Balls Mahoney
and Axel Rodden.
You know, those are some wild matches.
Oh, and RVD and Sabu. Can't forget them.
RVD and Sabu. Now, RVD and Sabu was to their level.
Yeah. So question. And before you continue, was RVD and Sabu on their level as a tag team, or was it because RVD was RVD? And because Sabu was Sabu. As a team, were they on their level, or was it because individual superstars?
To me, it was like a super team.
It's a super team. Okay. Yeah. So it wasn't necessarily that they were a tag team as good as the Dudleys. It's just because you have two such superstars. They are.
Yeah, but at the same time, I could look at them as a tag team because they were trained by the same person.
By the same. Okay. And then they had a manager. They had a move set.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not opposed to that. Before you completely answer though, I want to ask, and I want to ask you because I know accolades are a part of wrestling.
Yeah.
And we have to look at it. But we're looking at 10-time ECW champs. They won the tag titles 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. They won the WWE tag titles 9 times. I'm sorry. They won the WWE titles 9 times, and they won a WCW tag team title while they were there. So they were 10-time there. But while they were there, Bubba Ray won the hardcore title 8 times. So they had a little more individual success. You know, Devon was a mentor to Batista. He helped mentor the next generation of the he helped mentor the next generation of you know, that Attitude Era talent. Were they, with what they accomplished in the E and what they accomplished in ECW, do you feel they are ECW talent through and through, or do you feel like because of what they did, you know, bringing in Spike Dudley having the cruiserweight title run, the hardcore title runs, the feud with Undertaker, you know, having the country called the police station because they thought that Paul Bearer got buried. Like a lot of the stuff they did in the E, they didn't get a chance to do in ECW, character-wise and story-wise. Do you feel like they are WWE or ECW guys?
Still feel like they're ECW guys because for the simple fact, those other people wouldn't have had those opportunities if the Dudleys didn't go to the E.
Okay.
Come to the E. And then also, you know, when they left as members of ECW. When they left the WWE, they left as that was their last match, one night stand.
Okay.
You know, but I'm gonna always look at them as the ECW guys, man. Like that's where the Dudleys started, man. That's the foundation for me.
Okay.
You know.
So I think for me, I have them as WWE guys, and I only have them as WWE guys because of the level of accomplishments. Like I said, Bubba was an 8-time hardcore champ. You got to see more Bubba Ray solo. You got to see a little Devon solo, but them coming back together at SummerSlam during the 6-man table match, like the moments and the memories they created in the E hold more weight to me just based off of character alone and what they developed while they were there. The TLC matches, which we're still talking about today. And even more so with, you know, winning match of the year as you know, in the 6-man tag match, winning tag team of the year while they were in WWE from PWI. Like there's a lot that they did that they just didn't get the chance to do in ECW because it wasn't on such a worldwide scale. So I think that's why I hold them as WWE guys, but I have no issue with anybody saying they're ECW guys. You know, I just hate that for them, I hate that ECW wasn't as big as it should have been, because I feel like they would have been bigger in ECW if ECW was on the scale of a WCW.
Wrong era.
Wrong era.
They were just in the wrong era at the
Wrong era.
wrong time.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Where it got to the point where congressmen were involved.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In regards to them showing their product on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It was too real looking. It was this, it was that. Of course, the mass transit situation didn't help either. You know, thanks to New Jack, you know, rest his. So we love you, New Jack, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you ain't had to cut him long, deep, and wide, my boy.
Hey, look, he did too. Jesus Lord.
But can we give a shout out real quick to Reverend Devon's theme song, because
it's calling
it, man. That organ at the beginning.
Yeah. Reverend Devon
with Batista.
With Deacon Batista.
Yeah, Deacon Batista. Oh, that was great. The breakup, I hated it.
Didn't go to church when we was young.
Yeah, that's facts. But
that was an experiment.
Yeah,
it was, but you know what I'm saying? It fit.
It came from it. Yeah. I mean, it he got a win over Triple H.
And Triple H never got that win back.
And he never got that win back. And Trips didn't lose a lot during that time. So
he didn't get Bubba that rub though.
Nah, he didn't. He didn't get Bubba. He should have. Because Bubba as a solo in WWE had opportunity. We saw early Bully Ray.
Yeah, we did.
But we didn't get to get it. And that's also another thing. I was gonna look at them and being TNA guys, but nah. Team 3D don't work for me. They don't work for me.
Even though they were IWGP Tag Team Champions while they were there.
The next guy on this list, I'm gonna go ahead and spoiler alert y'all. The next guy on this list that was sort of controversial, Samoa Joe. We will discuss whether Samoa Joe is a Ring of Honor or a TNA Impact guy. Like I told you, the next one was gonna be the one that was gonna get you like.
He's salivating right now. He's
salivating. Samoa Joe is the next Carlito Cannon final thought. So we'll talk about that, and we'll discuss the career, the legacy, and the lineage of Samoa Joe. But y'all have been listening to the Beyond the Bell podcast. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, share, send up smoke signals, send a letter to the messenger across the street. Instagram, Beyond the Bell podcast, X, BTB Iconics, TikTok and Facebook, Beyond the Bell podcast. You can find me on Instagram and X at Carlito Cannon. You can find me on TikTok at Carlito_Cannon. You can find my man Blackout Jones. Where can you find him at?
Man, you can find me on Instagram at Blackout_Jones. You can also find me on Facebook at Blackout Jones. You can also find me on X at Joker Driver 514 as well. And that's all I can give you.
And this guy right here up underneath, Mr. 211, where can they find you at, my brother?
You know where you can find me at on Instagram at manfield_BTB. That's the only place you need to find me. You find me anywhere else, you the FBI.
Yeah, I agree. And you can find our good brother, Mr. Trigger Trade Official, OVO Sound _11, on TikTok at Sharon Knight, on X at Latrell Wade, and also on his modeling page at SK Knight, if I'm not mistaken.com.
Is it SK Knight 10?
Think so. No, that's his 10% off on the that's the code. And we'll bring that back next week as well. But we appreciate y'all. We appreciate the support. Episode 15 in the books. We got 5 more left until season 2, and I promise y'all, these next 5, in a couple of these, the what's coming, y'all not ready for. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Hopefully y'all had a happy Halloween, and we'll catch y'all next week. We out.
Peace out.
Deuces.